entertainment. After 3 years of seclusion, he was exposed by his daughter. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 26, Rude Remarks, Reward. Hearing this, Lin Fei was stunned for a moment. What the hell? What does that mean? How did I affect others just because I sang a song? Wait a minute, I'll see what's going on. While speaking, Lin Fei was about to take out his mobile phone to open Weibo to check. What are you looking at? I'm standing here, can I lie to you? As a result, Zhengzhu immediately took action and directly pressed Lin Fei's hand. What are you going to do? Feeling Zhengzhu's stress reaction, Lin Fei felt that this matter didn't seem so simple. Shameless. Is this what you said, that I affected your status? Pick up the phone and shake it. On it, it was Zhengzhu's hot search that slandered him. Lin Fei didn't have much of a fluctuation in his heart about the emergence of such a hot search. In his opinion, this is something that is bound to happen. The music style of this world is backward. As long as Lin Fei shows it, he will inevitably be questioned by some people. Even if he doesn't show it, sooner or later someone will understand this truth. His wife. He didn't expect it to be posted online. And now, he has identified the camera that recorded his singing. Lin Fei thought that he should solve this problem later. He was very worried that he would be seen by that person when he was still young. However, what Lin Fei didn't expect was that Zhengzhu became even worse. What? Isn't it? Looking at Lin Fei coldly, Zhengzhu spoke righteously. I tell you, Lin Fei, the songs you are singing now can't bring us happiness at all. How many people are sad when listening to your songs? This is song? You are conveying negative emotions. Singers like you, even if they sing songs, what market can they have? And what I said is right. In my opinion, your songs are garbage. What a crap. As he spoke, Zhengzhu's eyes turned, and he continued to speak. I tell you, this matter is entirely caused by you. Now, I won't ask you to compensate for my mental loss. I will forgive you for this matter. Oh. Hearing this, Lin Fei laughed immediately. I don't know what the way is. Tell me. It's very simple. Hearing this, Zhengzhu was happy in his heart. It seems that what he expected can be realized. So, looking at Lin Fei, Zhengzhu continued to speak subconsciously. Zhengzhu nodded. The content is also very brief. As long as you prove that it is you, and then prove that the song you sang is rubbish, and then publicly apologize to me, then this matter will be over. Really? Lin Fei spoke thoughtfully. Soon, seeing Zhengzhu's expression change, Lin Fei suddenly spoke. Then, what if I don't? What if you? What? Zhengzhu thought that what he said was already a sure thing. Changed. What did you say? Are you going to fight me head on? Is this a head on fight? Huh. Spitting out a puff of smoke, Lin Fei turned around and walked slowly, and the words in his mouth also came out. First of all, I didn't force it. Secondly, you don't have the qualifications to force me to force it. Zhengzhu, I know that for someone who started out as an online singer, it's no exaggeration to describe you as someone who has risen to prominence, but it's precisely because of this rapid rise that your entire personality has become unruly. That's why you can't accept that others are better than you. After all, jealousy is the most terrifying emotion for a person. Don't you think so? You're talking nonsense. Listening to Lin Fei's words, Zhengzhu immediately retorted. Yes, I'm jealous, but how could he admit it? Isn't it? Lin Fei is not a fool, so he can naturally hear a hint of sophistry in Zhengzhu's words. TSK, with a sneer, Lin Fei continued to speak. Am I talking nonsense? Whether I'm talking nonsense or not, there are naturally people with discerning eyes. No matter what it is necessary to innovate, and the same is true for songs. If you just stand still, you will not achieve anything. Now, I'm a pilot like this. Obviously, others will be jealous. You are the person I'm talking about. Now, you have become everyone's attention, and it is precisely because of your status that you have experienced my experience and have strong jealousy. When People are jealous. They will inevitably do some irrational things. Obviously, you did it. And you are still making trouble. Zeng Zhu. I just want to give you a word about this. Lin Fei's tone seemed extremely indifferent at this time. What? Hearing such words, Zeng Zhu spoke subconsciously. Lin Fei listened, stopped walking, and his tone was as calm as ever. It's really difficult to admit that others are excellent. You, Zeng Zhu thought Lin Fei was going to say something but when he heard what Lin Fei said, Zeng Zhu reacted immediately. Isn't this saying that he is narrow-minded? How can Zeng Zhu, who is arrogant, tolerate such a thing? Watching Lin Fei continue to walk, Zeng Zhu's head was hot. You are just making up nonsense. Lin Fei, let me tell you, the song you sang is against people's aesthetics nowadays. Why don't you come and apologize? I know. You are an unreasonable person. No wonder your wife left you. What good will come out of being with someone like you? It's a pity for such a cute little girl. Living with someone like you. What good will come out in the future? She will definitely become a social scum. Swish. As soon as Zeng Zhu finished speaking, he saw Lin Fei's figure disappear on the spot. Lin Fei's figure, like an afterimage, turned around quickly, and his legs rushed to Zeng Zhu like springs. Did not hesitate, raised his right hand, and exerted great strength. Pa. Rude words. Good mouth. A slap. Powerful and heavy. Zeng Zhu's face swelled up instantly. As his body flew up, 3 teeth flew out. Lin Fei was angry. First, some friends questioned Zeng Zhu's behavior. Let me say that this is an extreme behavior caused by jealousy when in a high position, which is the so-called red-eye disease. It's just that different people show it differently. Zeng Zhu is just a point magnified by Zhaoqi. Second, evil people will have their own consequences. Third, I went to change the medicine during the day, so I guess I can only update 5 times. Sorry. Chapter 27. Online public opinion continues. Lin Fei was in such a mood at this time point. After traveling through time, Lin Fei had 2 close relatives and loved ones. These 2 people are Tang Xin and Lin Ye. This mother and daughter are Lin Fei's opponents. Now, Zeng Zhu actually said this rudely. How could Lin Fei endure it? Out. Lin Fei couldn't bear it anymore. Lin Fei, who was usually very good-natured, became really today. Under the slap, Lin Fei used a lot of strength. But Lin Fei still kept his hand. Otherwise, relying on Lin Fei's proficiency in Chinese martial arts, Zeng Zhu would now. I'm afraid I've already passed out. Lin Fei didn't know that during the exchange between him and Zeng Zhu, there happened to be a problem with the street view camera point, and when Lin Fei came to Zeng Zhu and was about to take action, the camera was repaired by chance and captured the scene just now. What are you doing? Just. When Lin Fei was about to say something, a female voice came out. Hearing such a voice, Lin Fei raised his head in confusion. I saw a woman rushing over, her expression full of anxiety. Quickly coming closer, the woman helped Zeng Zhu up and then raised her hand to point at Lin Fei. Do you know what you are doing? You are hurting someone. Really? I hurt someone. Lin Fei looked indifferent, and the temperature around him seemed to have dropped a bit. Looking at the woman, Lin Fei said, I hurt someone because he made rude remarks. Why should I keep forbearing? Do you really think I have a good temper? Zeng Zhu said something rude. Didn't he just say that your song is not good? That is unacceptable to the style of music, but you hurt people because of it. Do you think this is right? Helpless. I don't know the whole story, so I'm just going to comment. Is it too much? After finishing speaking, Lin Fei lowered his head and looked at Zeng Zhu, who was covering his face that had been swollen for a long time. Cool. He blew out a puff of smoke gently and spit it directly into Zeng Zhu's face. Zeng Zhu, I have said everything that needs to be said, and you have paid the price for your mistakes. I don't want to say anything more. I think you are not a fool. I think you have seen the comments on the internet. I don't care if you are a maverick among millions of people, but you'd better not bother me. If what happened today happens again, don't blame me for being rude to you. Crunch. As he said, Lin Fei raised his hand. Under the clenched fist, a creaking sound came from the joints. This sound was like the howl of death coming from hell. Hearing this, Zhengzhu's whole body trembled for a moment. Lin Fei, on the other hand, didn't care at this time and left directly. Hey, don't leave, you have to pay the price for this. Zhengzhu's manager Liu Mili shouted, and was about to stop Lin Fei. However, Lin Fei didn't care at all, and walked directly into the courtyard. What's wrong? What's going on? At the same time, shouts came from the courtyard of the mushroom house. Just now, shouts came from here. Chen Yuxi and the others who had just walked out, after repairing the machine, heard it, and rushed out quickly. When several people ran out, and saw the scene, they were stunned. What happened? Didn't Zhengzhu return to the house? Why are you here now and injured? Looking at the 3 teeth on the ground, Chen Yuxi asked quickly. Who did it? Liu Mili listened, pointed inside and spoke quickly. Lin Fei. It's the singing Lin Fei. When I first arrived, I saw Lin Fei beating Zhengzhu directly. What kind of evil did our Zhengzhu do? No. Lin Fei must have been angry at Zhengzhu's evaluation of him, so he asked Zhengzhu out on a date, and that's why he took action. Is that so? Chen Yuxi looked at Zhengzhu with some doubts, and after quickly reacting, she went to Lin Fei's side to find Lin Fei. Enough. When Zhengzhu saw this, he yelled. With 3 missing teeth, his speech was a bit leaky. Don't go looking for him. This is a personal grudge between Lin Fei and I. Sister Liu, let's go. Take me to the hospital. Zhu. But, nothing. But, Zhu opened his mouth without any retort. Seeing Zhengzhu standing up with difficulty and leaving with the help of Liu Mili, Chen Yuxi and others were a little confused. What happened? Let's go back and adjust the video. So, everyone turned back again. However, after a while, at 10:20 in the evening, when Yun, Huang Fei and Chen Yuxi looked at the video in front of them, they all frowned. Yun, when does this camera break down? Does it have to break down at this time? Now, the internet has exploded. Chen Yuxi, look at the good thing you have done. Chen Yuxi was very helpless. What happened to you today? Why do all kinds of bad luck happen to me? Frowning, Huang Fei spoke. Leo. What should I do? What should I do? I'll go find Zhao Fei and ask. With that said, he and Yun got up and left the video room. At the same time, in a wood in the nearest hospital in Maniuan village. Looking at the soaring hot searches on Weibo, Liu Mili suddenly smiled. Sister Liu, why are you laughing? You are also laughing at me, right? I'm laughing at your beating this time. It's a good one. Do you know what's happening on the internet now? More and more people are beginning to support you. Your previous comment on Lin Fei's song seems like it also gradually faded away. What? Zhengzhu was surprised and quickly grabbed Liu Mili's cell phone. After watching for a long time, Zhengzhu burst out laughing, but it affected the injury on his face. Okay, this camera is broken, God helps me. Lin Fei, just wait, this time, I will make you lose your skin, even if you don't die. Damn it, what is all this about? Maniuan village, Lin Fei's residence. At this time, he was lying on a wicker chair by the door, looking at the 3 hot searches about himself on Weibo, and frowning. The development of things was obviously beyond Lin Fei's expectation. It can be said that he has mixed feelings in his heart now. Lin Fei was surprised that his songs had such an impact, and his singing skills and piano skills were indeed well deserved. There was only such an unexplained fragment, which caused a huge turn of events. The unknown whole picture is the wind. Review. Public opinions on the internet are endless. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 28, Yun's Little Thoughts. Lin Fei is touching. Lin Fei allegedly fought with Zhengzhu because he was ridiculed. At this time, the top 3 on Weibo were all related to Lin Fei. I didn't expect that Lin Fei would be so petty. You can't know a person's heart by looking at his face. His own opinion. Why do we think he is wrong? He is a little too extreme in his words. That's because of his personality, but it doesn't mean that Zhengzhu is a bad person. Now think about it, even if Lin Fei's songs are so good, what can he do if he is not a good person? Below the Weibo, there was almost a one-sided situation, and so many people were speaking up for Zhengzhou. Those who supported Lin Fei before chose to remain silent at this time. Looking at such comments, Lin Fei frowned. After thinking for a while, Lin Fei put away his phone, stood up and was about to walk into the house. Xiao Fei. At this moment, Lin Fei heard someone calling him. The voice was He Yun's. Turning around in confusion, Lin Fei saw Huang Fei and He Yun appear at the door. Teacher Huang? Teacher He? What brought you here? Come in. After another looking at Lin Fei's smiling face at this time, Huang Fei spoke in confusion. I say, Xiao Fei, can you still laugh now? Why not laugh? You two are here to make my little courtyard. Can I still cry? To looked at each other in confusion. He Yun said hurriedly. I say, Xiao Fei, did you just hit someone? That's right, Lin Fei spoke without shine hesitation. Isn't it that Zhengzhou? I beat him and even knocked out a few of his teeth. Why? He Yun spoke. At this moment, he was already very worried about Lin Fei's affairs, and he didn't want to see Lin Fei being subjected to such a big online public opinion. I don't know why. Maybe he just regarded Lin Fei as his own brother. Why? Listening to He Yun's words, Lin Fei slowly told the whole story. As a result, just after finishing the story, Huang Fei slapped the armrest of the chair hard. The sound was extremely loud and sounded a bit harsh in the dark night. Teacher Huang, be gentle, Jada is asleep. Seeing this, Lin Fei hurriedly stopped him and pointed to the second floor. Hearing this, Huang Fei immediately reacted and hurriedly raised his hand. Looking at Lin Fei, He Yun spoke. Xiao Fei, I wonder if you have read the content on Weibo? When you just made your move, our camera malfunctioned and only captured the moment you made your move. Moreover, the street camera cannot pick up the sound. Now, more than 90% of the online comments are against you. I know. I just saw it. Lin Fei shrugged indifferently. There was no worry in his expression. There was only helplessness. However, this expression was a little different in the eyes of Huang Fei and the others. Huang Fei, Xiao Fei, what's wrong with your fearless expression? Do you have a way to solve it? No. Lin Fei spread his hands. No way. He Yun was surprised. No way. Can you still be so calm now? Otherwise. Lin Fei smiled bitterly. It has already happened. Even if I want to make amends, what can I do? Now, I don't have any evidence to prove my innocence, right? Do you want me to go to Zhengzhou and admit my mistakes and beg for his forgiveness? Two of them listened and reacted. Yes, now Lin Fei really has nothing to say. The video on the internet is real. Even if Lin Fei jumps into the Yellow River, he may not be able to clear himself. Then, we just let it ferment like crazy. Huang Fei asked the doubts in his heart. Ferment? Lin Fei curled his lips. There is no way now. We can only wait and see what Zhengzhou will do next. When the enemy comes, the general will stop the water and the earth will cover it. Okay. Listening to Lin Fei's words, the two didn't know what to say. However, the two were also worried that in the end, if the matter fermented too much, it would very likely affect Lin Fei's reputation. But now, I guess Lin Fei hasn't realized the seriousness of the matter yet, right? Suddenly, He Yun thought of something and spoke quickly. Xiao Fei, I have an idea. At 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, we have to go out to buy ingredients and pick fruits in the orchard behind. My idea is to ask the program team to find you and invite Yala to be Xiao Xin's little tour guide and then go to the back to take a look. There is no camera behind. Let the mother and daughter get along well. Although it is only an hour, it is better than nothing, really. Lin Fei, who was a little lazy at first, was delighted after hearing this. What a great help He Yun has done for him. Since the separation of the couple, Lin Fei has always had an idea in his mind. When can they recognize each other without affecting Tang Xin's status? Unexpectedly, under such a coincidence, it was realized like this. Looking at He Yun, Lin Fei nodded like a chicken pecking at rice and spoke repeatedly. Okay. Teacher He, I will tell ya when I get up tomorrow morning. I think she will be very happy. No problem. But, Yun said, but he was hesitant to speak. Lin Fei listened, a little confused. Teacher. Are you saying something else? Of course. Yun smiled cunningly. Look, I helped you so much, kid, you have to repay me, right? No problem. Teacher. Tell me, what do you want? Soup. Dumplings. As a result, Yun said something surprising, and directly said an ingredient. What is it? This surprised Lin Fei, and he didn't react for a while. Soup. Dumplings? What does it mean? Huang. Fei smiled. When I just came here, your teacher he was thinking about what to eat tomorrow morning, so I thought, why don't you make some tomorrow morning? Chapter 29, Little Tour Guide Online. Lin Fei listened, and finally curled his lips. He never expected such a request. Does it want to be that simple? What? You don't want to finish it? If you don't want to finish it, forget it. I'll ask the director team to arrange another little tour guide tomorrow. With that said, Yun stood up and was about to leave. Huang Fei saw it and quickly followed. Hey. No, I didn't say I didn't want to. Lin Fei listened and finally curled his lips. Fei suddenly became anxious, stood up and agreed repeatedly. Haha. Hearing the urgency in Lin Fei's words, Yun laughed. Okay, I'll wait for your soup dumplings at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Let me tell you, there are 6 of us there now. No problem, let alone 6 people. Even if it's 60 people, I have to do it. Haha. The two laughed and left. However, both of them were thinking about what Zhengzhu would do after this. Presumably, things will never be that simple. A sense of misunderstood powerlessness deeply struck the two of them. Lin Fei felt the same way. It was a complete reversal of black and white, which made Lin Fei feel helpless. After sighing and putting away the chair, Lin Fei returned to the room. Eyes picking up the cell phone beside him, Lin Fei looked at the time. It was already 5 o'clock. I got up quickly, tidied up, and started preparing breakfast. Last night, he had already agreed to make breakfast for Yun and the others, so Lin Fei naturally wanted to do it. What's more, this is also an opportunity for his daughter to meet her mother. How could Lin Fei miss it? In Lin Fei's heart, he and Tang Xin have been together for a long time, and the two of them can tolerate each other for a while. But Lin Ya can't do it. She has never felt maternal love since she was a child. Now that he has such an opportunity, it is obvious that Yun is of great help to Lin Fei, returning a favor many times more. This simple breakfast was not enough for Lin Fei. Lin Fei, who was moved in his heart, had already placed Huang, and he in a very important position in his heart. The buns, Miao, Bao, also woke up at this time and walked out of the small villa. Seeing Lin Fei busy in front of the chopping board, he jumped up and lay on Lin Fei's shoulder. Lin Fei has long been used to this. Bao was really so spiritual and so sensible that even Lin Fei secretly marveled. He began to work in an orderly manner. The meat filling had not yet been processed by the steam in the cage, and the smell was already coming out. Meow. Bao meowed cutely as he smelled the meat. Lin Fei felt helpless when he heard this. He pursed his lips and glanced at a small plate beside him. Go and eat. That's the chicken breast cooked for you in the morning, with milk on the side. Meow. When Bao heard this, he jumped down and started eating his breakfast. Dang dang dang. Suddenly, a clanging sound came from the kitchen, and Lin Fei was also preparing various side dishes. After packing everything, the time had come to 6:10. Lin Fei started to wrap the buns and put them in the basket. A fire was made, water was boiled, and a total of 10 baskets of soup dumplings began to be steamed. Bao, go tell Jana to get up for dinner. Meow. Hearing Lin Fei's words, Bao meowed and ran away from here with his legs upturned. After a while, Lin Fei saw Lin Ya walking out sleepily, rubbing her eyes. Dad, why did you get up so early today? I haven't woken up yet. Ugh, what are you eating today? Muttering, Lin Ya came closer and observed. Lin Fei, looking at Lin Ya at this moment, smiled, his eyes full of tenderness. Little lazy boy, go wash your face and brush your teeth quickly. After you finish cleaning up, Daddy has a surprise for you. Surprise? Really? I'll go right away. Lin Ya didn't care what the surprise was. After hearing this, she quickly ran out and started to pack up. When the time came to 6:50, Lin Fei turned off the fire on the stove and let the water vaporize to keep it warm. "Dad, come and comb my hair." Just after finishing it, he saw Lin Yao running over. Lin Fei smiled and began to braid Lin Yao's ponytail. At this time, the father and daughter looked like the most beautiful scenery. But Lin Fei didn't know that the actions of the father and daughter were seen by someone in the mushroom house courtyard next door. It's Tang Xin. At this time, Tang Xin looked at her daughter's well-behaved appearance and suddenly showed a mother's loving smile. "Jia, let me tell you, today, the program team next door has a secret mission for you. Then, you can spend an hour with your mother." Lin Fei said softly while combing his braids. "Really, Lin?" Yao suddenly became excited. "Shh." Seeing this, Lin Fei spoke quickly. "Don't make a sound. Now, your mother can't reveal her identity. You have to take her to the back to pick fruits. Do you understand?" "Yeah, Lin." Jia acted quickly and quickly shut up. "Dad, when are you going?" "After dinner. In a while, your Uncle Huang and Uncle He will come to pick you up." "Okay. Then Dad, hurry up." When Lin Jia heard this, she immediately urged Lin Fei to come. Okay. Lin Fei listened helplessly and smiled bitterly, and the movement of his hands did not stop at all. And the corners of Lin Fei's eyes slowly began to turn with tears. "Zhao. Fei, are you at home?" Soon, the braid was done, and Lin Fei heard shouting from outside the door. Looking up, he saw Huang, and he appeared outside, and there was a camera behind them. Now Lin Fei no longer needs to worry about any camera. If it is necessary, Lin Fei will definitely avoid being filmed. But today, for his daughter, these are nothing. He Yun said with a smile, after pushing the door open. "Zhao Fei, we want to invite little Yao to be our tour guide this morning. Is that convenient?" After He Yun came in, he went straight to the point without any delay. "Of course. Is Yao willing to go?" Lin Fei also spoke without hesitation. Looking at Lin Yao, she came to He Yun in a little skirt, hopping and jumping, waving her little hand and shouting loudly, "Uncle Uncle Huang, your little tour guide Lin Yao is ready." Puff. Chapter 30. Mother and daughter meet, build momentum, ferment. This little girl is so cute. She is so cute that Huang Fei wants to have another one right now. But after thinking about it, Huang Fei decided to forget it. Tired, Lin Yao's performance instantly caused the barrage to boil. "Oh my god, this little girl is so cute, isn't she?" I was a little confused at first, but now I wake up. Oh my god, I'm really melted by this little girl. I also want to have a baby with my wife, but the beast at home, the person above, I sympathize with you. We are in the same fate. Some people are attracted by Lin Yao, and of course, some are attracted by Lin Fei. A fight? Xiaoxu is still lying in the hospital. Everyone, let's think about it carefully. Lin Fei can raise such a lovely girl. Is he really an unforgivable person? Yes. Last night, I felt that my head was hot, and I thought Lin Fei did something wrong. But today I think there is something unspeakable in it. After what you said above, I really think it is possible. Let's think about it. A person as rampant as Zhengzhu probably has some hidden secrets. After a night of silence, everyone slowly became a little more rational. However, at present, no one knows what the result of the matter is. Who can know whether it is the truth or not? Everything can only wait for this melon to be released little by little. Okay. Then, Jia, I'll buy you something delicious as a reward. Okay. I want chocolate. No problem. While talking and laughing, He Yun raised his head and winked at Lin Fei. Lin Fei took a look and immediately reacted. Hey, I really troubled the two teachers. By the way, I made some soup dumplings. I made too much. How about you take some? Let's eat together. These soup dumplings are not delicious when they are cold. This is not good. Listening to Lin Fei's words, He Yun put on an embarrassed look. Lin Fei was stunned. 1,000 sweat blood horses stepped on his heart. Damn it. Didn't you want to eat soup dumplings last night? Looking at He Yun's acting skills, Lin Fei spoke. Hey, what's the big deal? Jia still needs your care. By the way, I won't be home at noon, so I still have to trouble you. Jia may have to eat at your place. Okay, don't worry, we will definitely take good care of her. Having said that, he dared not hesitate and went straight to the kitchen. Fei, is one tray enough for you? Enough. Lin jar away. Lin Fei looked helpless. Ah damn it, bullying. Now Lin Fei understands a line of lyrics, I'm doing my best to perform with you. Ahaha, what did I see? They actually took away the soup dumplings made by Lin Fei. Teacher. Please be polite. Lin Fei is so big, can he eat just one tray? Why are the two elders who are, and he's so weak in the face of Lin Fei's food? How delicious is the food made by Lin Fei? Oh, forget it, as long as Jada and Xiaoxin are happy. Mumbling, Lin Fei began to eat. Wow, my cooking skills are really amazing. Delicious. The soup of the soup dumplings entered his mouth, and the delicious taste lingered in his mouth, making Lin Fei linger. Hey, I should have made more earlier. Lin Fei pouted, feeling very helpless, and soon, Lin Fei heard bursts of exclamations from next door. Fei smiled. Time passed quickly. At 8 o'clock in the morning, Lin Fei saw Huang He and his partner leave with the guests, while Tang Xing carried Lin Ya and Bao to the orchard behind. Seeing the happy smiles on the faces of the mother and daughter, Lin Fei finally put his mind at ease. In all these years, today can be said to be the happiest day for him. In the past, because of the suppression of the man at the top of Tang Xing's company, Lin Fei had no chance to let the mother and daughter meet. Now, with such an opportunity, it is simply too good for Lin Fei. At the same time, Lin Fei was thinking in his heart that he must grow fast to grow to a position that the man cannot shake as soon as possible, and then strike at one stroke point, and at that time, it will be time for their family of three to reunite. After thinking for a moment, Lin Fei shook off the distracting thoughts in his mind, got up, tidied his clothes, and left here. Point today, Lin Fei has a very important thing to do. Point. After crossing 2 streets, they arrived at the entrance of the village. The car that Lin Fei had called had been waiting for a long time. Master, go to Maniuan County. Okay, Maniuan County and Maniuan Village are not far from each other, and it only takes about 10 minutes to drive there. Point. At this time, Lin Fei sat in the car and took out his mobile phone. Point. According to his estimation, the news about his beating last night must have begun to ferment on the internet. Point. Sure enough, when Lin Fei opened Weibo, he saw that there was another new hot search on Weibo. Zhengzhu posted a post to scold Lin Fei. Seeing such a hot search, Lin Fei's mouth corners rose. What should happen will eventually happen. Zhengzhu is building momentum. Everyone, I'm very sorry that I only came to post on Weibo today, mainly because I stayed in the hospital for too long yesterday. I think everyone knows that I was beaten yesterday and stopped me directly. Then I had a rational discussion with him. Point. But who would have thought that Lin Fei didn't know right from wrong and just slapped me? Now, I'm still lying in the hospital. Point. For this, I strongly condemn Lin Fei and demand that he immediately compensate me for the personal injury. At the same time, I will also be compensated for my inability to participate in the program recording during this period. I, Zhengzhu, am not a soft persimmon that can be squeezed by anyone. Looking at Weibo, Lin Fei was full of helplessness. The internet is the fastest place to spread information. Point. However, this kind of fragmented information is misunderstood by people. Point. A deep sense of powerlessness came over me. Point. Lin Fei began to think. Point. How should I fight back? Chapter 31. Spending a ton of money. This time, I support Zhengzhu. Lin Fei really did something wrong this time. Everyone is an adult, so naturally he has to pay the price for the wrong things he has done. Who are you, you reckless man? Can't we communicate well? Didn't we just say a few words to you and then take action? Please, expose Lin Fei's information. I'm going to find him. I will never allow anyone to be so rampant. Under Zhengzhu's Weibo, there were all comments criticizing Lin Fei. Such comments made Lin Fei feel helpless. When the evidence was unclear, Lin Fei knew that no matter how he explained, it would be feeble. Damn it. Last night, what a coincidence. Why did the camera break? Is this a calculation against myself? Lin Fei naturally thought of such a result. What Lin Fei feels most helpless is that now he has nothing to prove for himself. However, the good news is that Lin Fei still saw some good comments from them. Zhengzhu, I don't think this matter is that simple. Why did you appear there when the camera was broken? That's right. In my impression, Zhengzhu is not a person who likes to go out for a walk at night, right? Isn't this a coincidence? Besides, I see how cute that little girl is. If Lin Fei really has a personality problem, how could he bring out such a cute girl? That's right. I really can't figure out the whole story. Now I'm curious, what happened before Lin Fei hit you? Comments were made one by one, and the two sides began to confront each other. Both sides held their own opinions, but the side that obviously supported Lin Fei was even weaker. Looking at the Maniuan County No. 1 hospital, Zhengzhu was lying on the bed, looking at these comments. Snort. With the corners of his mouth raised, Zhengzhu sneered. Lin Fei, now, even if you want to stand up, it's impossible, right? Saying a few words, it's all leaking. Beside. Liu merely chuckled and spoke. This matter can be considered a reversal. You must have understood that it was all because of your jealousy. Don't do this again in the future. Besides, when you are discharged from the hospital, let's get your teeth filled. As for Lin Fei, we will definitely not let him off lightly. If he doesn't plan to compensate, then fine, just mortgage his house to us. He finally understood his mistake repeatedly. At that time, he regretted it extremely. But later, when Zhengzhu learned that the instrument was malfunctioning, his heart suddenly fell to the ground. It's really not easy for me. Fortunately, another village has a bright future. Zhengzhu made a decision in his heart, and heading to Maniuan County, He and several other people around him saw the statement made by Zhengzhu point to Lin Fei. Teacher he, what should I do? Much. Aren't you the same? Don't think I don't know that you just secretly contacted some of your old friends who can sing. Yun didn't answer the question. When Lin Fei heard this, he was stunned for a moment. Immediately, the two looked at each other and suddenly laughed. The two have been friends for many years, and their tacit understanding is really great, so in love with each other and so persistent. I really can't bear to see them become like this. Besides, it was already very uncomfortable for the two of them just being bystanders, so why don't they do anything now? How long are you waiting for? Hello sir, the land approval center is here. In the morning, at 8:40, Lin Fei, who was closing his eyes to relax, heard the driver shout. Listening, Lin Fei slowly opened his eyes. Auction and subsequent related issues are dealt with. After paying the fare, Lin Fei got out of the car and walked directly in. Hello sir, how can I help you? When I walked in, a girl at the front desk stood up and asked politely. Lin Fei smiled and then spoke. Hello, I want to buy a piece of land, but I don't know how to go about it. Oh, is that so? Then may I ask, sir, how big do you want to buy? Woo. Listening, Lin Fei began to think. About 120,000 square meters. What? When? The girl heard this, she was immediately surprised and quickly looked at Lin Fei. Looking at Lin Fei's outfit, although it was very ordinary, the aura of his body could not be concealed. The girl who has been watching people's words and emotions for many years has a vague feeling that Lin Fei is not an ordinary person. But, sir, are you sure it's 120,000 square meters? You know, these are about 180 acres of land, and the price is even 50 or 60 million. Yes, I know, I have an idea. Okay. The girl nodded. Then sir, I'll take you to our land transaction office now. No problem. Following the girl, the two went up to the third floor. The girl knocked on the door of an office with a sign of land transaction office. Hearing the answer from inside, the girl opened her mouth and moved Lin Fei to go in. It was a very neat layout inside. In front of a mahogany desk, an old man with white hair who looked to be in his 60s was working at his desk. Mr. Yan, this gentleman said that he wanted to buy land, and it was 180 acres. Oh, let him sit down first. The man called Mr. Yan didn't look up and continued to look at the documents in front of him. When the girl heard it, she motioned Lin Fei to sit down, poured Lin Fei a cup of tea, and then left. Sat there for a full 10 minutes, but he didn't feel impatient at all. Because Lin Fei saw the contents of the document the old man was handling, and the old man was still making comments on it. Seeing such a serious old man, Lin Fei was moved. The most important thing for a country is to serve the country and the people. His impression of old Yan instantly improved. Chapter 32, Subversive Evidence. Just when Lin Fei was secretly praising him in his heart, he saw that old Yan slowly close the file and raised his head. "Excuse me, are you going to buy, But when old Yan raised his head and saw Lin Fei, he was stunned for a moment. This kid. You want to buy land? Hello, old Yan. Hello. Looking at Lin Fei's calm attitude, old Yan was obviously surprised. Looking at old Yan, Lin Fei said neither servile nor arrogant. "Hello, old Yan. My name is Lin Fei, and I'm now a resident of Manayu village. I'm visiting today. I'm sorry for disturbing you." "Hello," spoke Lin Fei. "I'll call you Lin Xiaoyao for now. Let me introduce myself. My name is Yan Liang. I'm responsible for land planning in Manyuan County. Just now, the front desk said you were coming to buy land. Is this true or not?" "Of course it's true." Lin Fei smiled. "I guess Mr. Yan must be suspicious of my identity and strength, right? I'm an ordinary villager in Manyuan village. I just have a little money and I happen to have some ideas in my mind, so I came here to visit." "Oh, really?" Looking at Lin Fei, Yan Liang couldn't believe it. Lin Fei was so young, could he spend a lot of money to buy a plot of land? This is surprising. After thinking for a long time, Yan Liang finally spoke. "Lin Xiaoyao, forgive me for being presumptuous. I still want to see your personal financial strength. After all, you are too young, and we can't waste time casually, right?" "Of course." Lin Fei smiled, reached into his arms, took out his mobile phone, and opened the mobile banking point. After some operations, Lin Fei opened the balance and pushed the phone in front of Yan Liang. When Yan Liang saw the amount displayed on the phone, he took a breath of cold air. How much is this?" Yan Liang felt that he seemed a little dazzled. When Lin Fei saw this, he also laughed. "Not much, but it should be enough to buy the land I need." "Is this enough?" "This is too much." Yan Liang quickly handed the phone to Lin Fei. Looking at Lin Fei, Yan Liang was puzzled. "Little friend Lin, you said, are you just an ordinary villager? Then I really have to doubt the source of your money." "Haha, Mr. Yan, don't doubt it. These are all money from regular channels. Please rest assured." Lin Fei smiled and was secretly glad in his heart. Fortunately, the plotline of this world has not changed much from the original Earth. And Lin Fei, after that, also started from scratch and used his little savings to venture into the financial market. Over time, Lin Fei also earned so much money. This money is enough for Lin Fei for the time being. While Lin Fei didn't rely on his own vision to start a company to consolidate his economic strength. The main reason is that Lin Fei is worried about the confusion of the timeline. At that time, Lin Fei's efforts will be in vain. Fortunately, many of Lin Fei's memories still exist. For example, Bitcoin, various stock fluctuations, etc. Every time there is money, there is Lin Fei. This has also become Lin Fei's biggest reliance at present. Lin Fei will also rely on these to continuously strengthen his strength. Today is the first step of his rise. Looking at Lin Fei, Yan Liang spoke. "Okay, since Lin Xiaoyao said so, I naturally have to believe it. It seems that Lin Xiaoyao is really young and promising, but I don't know which plot of land in our county has Lin Xiaoyao chosen." "It's not in the county, Lin Fei replied affirmatively. "What I need is a piece of land at the entrance of Manyuan village. There was originally a piece of land there, about 300 or 400 meters long and wide. It should be more than 100,000 square meters if estimated. Manyuan village." Yan Liang was surprised to hear Lin Fei's words. Others buy land just for investment. But Lin Fei actually chose a village that is not well developed. "Why, Yan Liang, little friend Lin, why did you choose such a piece of land? This doesn't seem to conform to our investment philosophy, right?" Lin Fei continued to smile calmly after hearing this. "What is in line with this? Besides, I didn't buy this piece of land for investment." "Oh, why then build a school?" The words were heard by Yan Liang in a loud voice, word by word. Yan Liang widened his eyes, and his expression was a little surprised. "Build a school, that's right." After drinking a sip of tea, Lin Fei continued. "School. Mr. Yan, I think this is what you want, right? Yes. Just now, Lin Fei saw the document processed by Yan Liang. The top of the document is promoting cultural level and building an integrated school in Maniuan County to attract investment. Lin Fei also saw the various preferential plans and investment promotion measures written by Yan Liang on it, no matter how big or small, but what Yan Liang described would definitely make Lin Fei admire this. Lin Xiaoyao, did you see it? Well, it can be said to be a coincidence. I just happened to have this idea, and old Yan also needs it, right? That's the thing. But, Yan Liang thought for a moment, but smiled bitterly. Hey, why do I think so much? Originally, I thought that this project is really big, so it requires many industries together, but looking at Lin Xiaoyao's assets, I worry too much. Lin Fei's eyes were burning. Then, old Yan means, agree, what's wrong? Now there is a boss who comes to the door, how can I refuse him? Yan Liang suddenly laughed. Maniuan County is very backward. Yan Liang thought that this project would take at least a year to implement, but he never thought that Lin Fei would actually send a cup of nectar when he was short of water. Little friend Lin, what is your project plan? And what are your ideas for the school? I would like to hear about it. Hey, it's not a big plan, Lin Fei smiled after listening. It's May now. I plan to complete the construction and put it into use before September. As for the school, ring, before Lin Fei finished speaking, his cell phone rang. Hearing this, Lin Fei was a little confused. Pick up the phone, only to see that it was He Yan. The two had left their phone numbers to each other this morning. Sorry, Mr. Yan, I'll take a call first. After apologizing, Lin Fei picked up the phone. Hello, Teacher He, what's wrong? The voice of He Yan sounded in surprise on the other end of the phone. Chapter 33, Sign In, Driving Mastery. Hearing this, Lin Fei was originally surprised, but for some reason, he suddenly said such a word. Could it be said that speaking like this makes you superior? Looking at He Yan again, he heard this and quickly responded. Yes, Xiao Fei, we just received a call from Director Chen Yuxi, saying that there is some conclusive evidence that can reverse your current situation. We have already bought the groceries and are about to rush back. When will you come back? Wonderful. The corner of Lin Fei's mouth rose and a big stone finally fell to the ground in his heart. Although Lin Fei behaved indifferently, only Lin Fei knew what kind of impact this incident had on him. After thinking for a moment, Lin Fei smiled. That's really good news. Teacher He, you can go back first. It will probably take a while for me to finish it. It will probably be noon when I get home. Don't you come back and deal with our affairs first. Don't you know, now that the internet has exploded? I know. Lin Fei was indifferent. It's precisely because of the explosion that I'm not in a hurry. Now, the initiative is in our hands. In that case, let him jump first, and then let him jump when he reaches the top. Wouldn't it be better to fall down? Puff. On the other end of the phone, He Yan was immediately criticized. Silence. A long silence. Finally, He Yan spoke. Xiao Fei, you are so cruel. Of course, Lin Fei said indifferently. I'm not a saint. Now, I have the ability to beat him to the ground. Why don't I do it? Okay. Then I'll go back and take a look first. Xiao Fei, call me when you come back. I'll go find you over there. Okay. Thank you, Teacher He. After saying thanks, Lin Fei hung up the phone. Is there something going on, little friend Lin? If so, why don't you go and get busy first? Soon, Lin Fei heard what Yan Liang said. Lin Fei couldn't help but smile when he heard this. It's okay, Mr. Yan. It's nothing important. It's not urgent. Okay, let's continue the topic. Next, Lin Fei continued to chat about his thoughts. Lin Fei's idea is to build a school from kindergarten to high school. Although this kind of land area is not large, it is enough for use in Maniuan County a few years. Lin Fei also decided that, if there is really not enough land in the future, he will continue to expand. As for the concept of this school, Yan Liang was shocked for a while. At the beginning, Yan Liang thought that each party would contribute part of the money and work together to build it. However, Lin Fei directly rejected it. Lin Fei's idea was to set up a foundation and then fully fund the construction, establish a scholarship mechanism and a subsidy mechanism. After hearing Lin Fei's series of thoughts, Yan Liang's eyes lit up. This Lin Fei is here for charity. Such righteousness surprised Yan Liang, and the communication between the two was extremely smooth. This chat lasted until 11 o'clock. Little friend Lin, it's getting late. Why don't you let me treat you to a meal? Yan Liang smiled and invited Lin Fei to have lunch here today, just to communicate about the specific matters. Since the two of us had a happy chat, it is naturally the best. There are still some things at home that we need to go back to deal with, that's it. Okay. Although he felt a little regretful, Yan Liang still admitted it. In that case, I won't keep Xiao Yaolin. Since Xiao Yaolin's time schedule is so tight, let's do this. I will take people there tomorrow to survey the land and then sign a contract with Xiao Yaolin. Let's run through the process as quickly as possible. Since Xiao Yaolin is in such a hurry, let's hurry up. Okay. In that case, I have to trouble Mr. Yan. By the way, as I said before, I hope Mr. Yan can come when the land construction starts. Lin Fei reminded again. And this is also a little thought of Lin Fei. As for the outcome, Lin Fei believed that he would not do anything wrong. No problem. After receiving Mr. Yan's reply, Lin Fei nodded with satisfaction, got up and left. Xiao Yaolin, I'm a little curious, why do you want to build the school in Maniuan village? Finally, Yan Liang asked the doubts in his heart. Lin Fei stopped and spoke lightly. Well, my daughter also has to go to school. I pick her up every day, just for convenience. Puff. Watching Lin Fei leave, Yan Liang had a smile in his eyes, and the excitement in his eyes could not be concealed. As the person in charge of rural planning, I have been thinking about these things day and night. Now, a stone in my heart finally fell to the ground. How could Yan Liang be unhappy? Although the reason for Lin Fei's construction location is this weird call. After walking out of here, Lin Fei held a cigarette in his mouth, took a long breath, and suddenly smiled. One of my small goals has finally been achieved. What I need to do next is to wait, and then, step by step, I will pave my own road to rise. Looking at the time, it was almost 12 o'clock. After eating some food, Lin Fei took a taxi and left, heading for Maniuan village. In the car, Lin Fei listened to the voice in his mind and silently responded to the sign-in. That's right, it's 12 o'clock now, and Lin Fei can continue to draw. Ding. Congratulations to the host for getting driving proficiency. The reward has been automatically issued. Oh. Lin Fei smiled unexpectedly and didn't expect to be given something substantial, which made him a little happy. Feeling that there were countless driving knowledge in his mind, Lin Fei smiled. Really strong. This special cat, everything can be driven. Took out his mobile phone, flipped and searched, and found a number that he hadn't called in 3 years. Dial it out, and soon the call was connected. Hello. Who is it? A magnetic voice sounded on the other end of the phone. Lin Fei listened and smiled. I say, Xiao, when can you change your tone? Why is it still the same? Who are you? Wait. The other end of the phone. You are you brother Daffy Fei? Are you Lin Fei? Lin Fei was helpless. I say, do you have to confirm so many times? Why? You are not familiar with my voice. Have our 4 years of university dormitory life been wasted? How can that be possible? Xiao rejected it again and again. Brother Fei, where have you been for the past 3 years? Every day is so uniform now. Checking and changing medicines, typing, flipping cards in the book review area. Hahaha. Friends who like this book also hope to give a 5-star praise. Spoiler, in 2 or 3 days, a wave of big explosions is coming. Chapter 34, hit the snake at its weakest point. This is indeed his good brother. Now I called him and asked him about his whereabouts in the past few years. Lin Fei was touched by this kind of concern. After adjusting his mood, Lin Fei spoke, staying in a paradise. What? I said, my brother, the person who won't be in Maniuan village is you, right? Lin Fei replied affirmatively. Well, it's me. It's you after all. I said, this guy looks the same as you. But, my brother, you are awesome now. Do you know that you are already popular on the internet? By the way, I heard that Zhengzhu, are you really excited now? Since it's really you, brother Fei, just wait. I'll go find someone to take care of him. Stop, stop, stop. After listening to Xiaoyao's words, Lin Fei spoke quickly. Why are you still so grumpy? I really don't understand how you became such a popular idol. Hey, who told us to look handsome? Lin Fei's head was covered with black lines. Stop talking to me about that. Okay, I'm calling you this time because I have something to ask you about. Doesn't your family have real estate business? I'm going to build something recently. Take a look and see if you want to contract this project. Question mark? How much is it? Have a project? Then you have to talk to me. Oh, forget it. Brother Fei, just wait for me. I will go to your place tomorrow. When Lin Fei heard this, he unexpectedly spoke. What the hell? Are you here in person? Are you so free? Xiaoyao smiled and said, how can I have so much free time? In fact, I received an invitation from Dami. I will go there as a guest tomorrow for a 3-day experience. I originally wanted to go over quietly to confirm your identity. Now that we all know it is you, surprises. That's right, only. Then did Lin Fei understand what was going on? After thinking about it, Lin Fei said, okay, come over, but let me tell you, my project is quite big. Quite big? How big can it be? Are you planning to build a school? By the way, brother Fei, I heard that my sister-in-law went to Dami. You too? Well, I've met. Let's talk in detail when you come tomorrow. Good. After hanging up the phone, Lin Fei suddenly smiled. Build a school? No. After receiving Xiaoyao's answer, Lin Fei was satisfied. Xiaoyao, formerly known as Wang Yao. This young master is a very popular person. Like Lin Fei and Tang Xin, she graduated from Heizhou Drama Academy. As for Wang Yao, he was the schoolboy and a man of the hour at that time. Dragon Kingdom Point. And let's talk about Wang Yao's mother. The youngest daughter of the Yalis family in the Eagle Kingdom is definitely a very important family in the Eagle Kingdom. Logically speaking, such a family background is destined to determine the path that Wang Yao will take in the future. However, Wang Yao was beyond Lin Fei's expectations. My family is so rich, but I chose a path like the entertainment industry. With his mixed-race yellow hair, sapphire blue eyes, and slightly fair complexion, he was instantly recognized by everyone. And he, with his excellent dancing skills and singing voice, has become the captain of the popular boy group shining in the Dragon Kingdom. Such a development was unexpected by Lin Fei. The corners of Lin Fei's mouth rose when he thought about the arrival of his good brother tomorrow. Were chatting in the room with the air conditioner on after dinner. He Yun also said that he and Huan Fei would come over immediately with Lin Yao. Not long after waiting, Lin Fei saw 3 people arriving. Welcome in, entered the living room of the small villa. Now, Huang and he saw the grand scene inside Lin Fei's villa. Beautiful. Isn't this too beautiful? Cartoon characters appear, full of children's atmosphere. All kinds of modern facilities appear just right, and none of them seem so obtrusive. Be good. After scanning around, Huan Fei was amazed. Take a lunch break when you play. But Lin Jiao's face was as bright as a smile. Today, Lin Jiao was really happy. Watching him skipping away, Lin Fei invited the 2 of them to the tea table. A set of procedures, extremely skillful, and quickly, 3 cups of fragrant tea were brewed. After taking a sip of tea, Lin Fei said, Teacher He, you said before that you found evidence? What evidence is it? Tell you, Xiao Fei, you are really lucky. This is what happened. Listening to He Yun's story bit by bit, Lin Fei finally understood. Lin Fei knew the reason for his exposure, which was because of a hidden camera in the courtyard. As for this camera, Lin Fei originally planned to remove it, but later forgot about it because of some trivial matters. At the same time, He Yun also asked Chen Yuxi to remove it as soon as possible, but Chen Yuxi still left the camera here on her own initiative. Because of what happened last night, Chen Yuxi also wanted to remove the camera for the time being. However, when sorting out the materials after the removal this morning, he suddenly found the whole story of Lin Fei's beating last night. Although there is no picture at that time, the camera in the mushroom house has its own sound recording. So, the audio from last night appeared. So that's it? It seems that there is always a way out. Lin Fei laughed heartily. For him, it was like a rope after a long drought and a rope after falling to the bottom of the valley. Looking at Lin Fei, Huang Fei asked, Zhao Fei, what are you going to do next? Should we release this audio now? No, without hesitation, Lin Fei raised his hand to refuse point with a sneer on his face. Lin Fei already had a perfect plan in his mind. If you want to kill him, you must first make him rampant. Now the fire is not yet ready. Hit the snake at its weakest point. This weakest point is not yet ready. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 35. Layout, make it rampant. Looking at Lin Fei, Hyun said with some worry. Heartless? Lin Fei pouted. Teacher He, it's not like you don't know what Zhengzhou has done. I'm not that tolerant, let alone insulting Xiaoxin and Jia. This time, if I don't want him to lose his skin, I, Lin Fei, will follow him surname. Fine. After hearing this, Huang and he said nothing more. Point on the contrary, Lin Fei continued talking. By the way, Teacher He, this person named Chen Yuxi filmed me privately without permission. What should I say about this? Coming, regarding Chen Yuxi's matter, Lin Fei finally had the energy to pay attention to it now. Point. If you have a grudge, take revenge, not to mention that the time has come. This is Lin Fei's code of conduct. Point. Hearing this, Hyun nodded. Yes, this Chen Yuxi has achieved some achievements over the years, but she is already blinded by her achievements. This time, he was at fault first, but Zhao Fei, it was his insistence on finding such evidence. So, on the premise that both merit and demerit are equal, I fired him. At the same time, I also said hello to my friends, that within a year, he would not be able to find a job. That's it, Lin Fei thought. Point. Perhaps this is a pretty good result for both parties, even though Chen Yuxi exposed it. Fortunately, Lin Fei also planned to start developing his own network. Point. I just hope that my exposure this time will not be discovered by that man. Otherwise, it will be another troublesome thing for Lin Fei. Okay, since Teacher He has made this decision, I won't say anything more. I also hope that this year, I can make him think about something. Hyun breathed a sigh of relief after receiving Lin Fei's satisfactory answer. He was worried that Lin Fei would be dissatisfied with the result of his handling. After all, the matter was exposed. Don't worry, Zhao Fei. I'm quite familiar with him over there in Kingshan. During this period, I asked them to keep an eye on him to see if he makes any moves. If not, then of course it's best. If so, then it will be a little more troublesome for us. Okay, that's going to be troublesome for Teacher He. Lin Fei was grateful for a moment and spoke. Afterwards, the three of them chatted about all kinds of things. After finishing the cup of tea and looking at the time, Huang Fei and his wife gave up and said goodbye. After seeing the two of them off, Lin Fei held the USB flash drive in his hand. Inside was the audio data of what happened last night. After sneering, Lin Fei lay down on the wicker chair and silently took out his mobile phone. Now, what Lin Fei needs to do is to make arrangements. Let Zhengzhou be rampant and then perish. Lin Fei sometimes wonders, am I cruel? No. The dragon's reverse scale will kill anyone who touches it. My own woman and daughter don't allow anyone to say anything. Seeing that the internet was now divided into two camps and starting to confront each other, Lin Fei logged into an account. Account ID, Lin Fei from Manuan Village. After logging in, Lin Fei found the Weibo posted by Zhengzhou. Clicking forward, Lin Fei edited a message and sent it. I'm Lin Fei, the one who hit you. It's just wishful thinking. This time, I hit you. What happened? Are you dissatisfied? After the message was sent, Lin Fei smiled with satisfaction and waited for the matter to ferment. Lin Fei believed that with his own layout, Zhengzhou would definitely continue to make further progress. Only then will your plan be considered perfect. As expected, fewer minutes later, Zhengzhou, who was chatting happily with the nurse in the hospital, saw his agent Liu Meili walking in. Zhao Lee, please go out first. When I'm discharged from the hospital tomorrow, I will take you to the KTV and sing for you. Yeah, brother Zhu, you are so kind. Then you should have a good rest. By the way, that Lin Fei, you must not let him off lightly. This person is really arrogant and unreasonable. I will, while joking, Zheng Zhu even gave Xiaoli a wink point watching Xiaoli leave. Liu Mila's eyes flashed with a hint of haze point. This Zheng Zhu is really hopeless. However, let him do his job according to his position. Sister Liu, what's wrong? Zheng Zhu's face had become slightly swollen, and his words became much smoother. Seeing this, Liu Mili came closer and took out her mobile phone. Zheng Zhu looked at it, and when he saw the whole picture in hospital, he suddenly became furious. Snapped. Obvious advantages all on my side. Where did he get the courage and confidence? Liu Mili said cautiously. I don't know, but I wonder if this matter isn't that simple. Impossible, Zheng Zhu retorted without hesitation. Sister Liu, there is something wrong with your understanding. Look at what it says on Weibo. I beat you, and you don't accept it? Of course I don't accept it, sir. Damn it. Lin Fei is speechless now, and he still wants to threaten me. Well, in this case, I will use the same trick against him. I want to see how Lin Fei cries then. After snatching the phone, Zheng Zhu edited the message and sent it out. Also have my own temper, or the previous conditions. Do it, and we will write it off. As a man, what is your temperament? Does it mean that for your work, you will only be happy if everyone says you are good? Why can't you accept the voice of doubt? What great achievements can you make in the future? After the message was sent, Zheng Zhu put down the phone with satisfaction. Sister Liu, don't worry. I have my own confidence in this matter. Now, we have the advantage. What is there for Lin Fei to be proud of? Yeah. Liu Mili nodded weakly. For some reason, Liu Mili always had a sense of foreboding in her heart. Zheng Zhu didn't know that a result that could destroy him was slowly coming. At the same time, Hazehao, on the top floor of a company, in the chairman's office, a wealthy man looked at the hot search on Weibo on the computer and frowned slightly. You finally showed up. Now it seems that your reputation is not very good. In that case, I will lend you a hand. It is also a kind of reassurance for me to make you lose your reputation as soon as possible. Chapter 36. What the hell? Tangxin's pursuer? That's right, Lin Fei, I supported you so much before, but I didn't expect you to be such a person. Look carefully, Xiao Zhu is still lying in the hospital now, and we don't know whether your actions will affect Xiao Zhu's future singing career. You need to compensate for all this, Lin Fei. Lin Fei, you are such a big man. Why are you still so childish? People just criticized you casually, and you took action directly? Have you considered the impact on Xiao Zhu? As soon as Lin Fei's Weibo came out, comments appeared one after another below. Lin Fei glanced at it and realized that most of the comments above were Zheng Zhu's fans. Is this to bombard him? If this happened before, Lin Fei might still feel a little melancholy. After all, because of the machine failure, the internet showed a one-sided situation. But now, scold me, Zheng Zhu, since you like to create momentum so much, I wonder if you will like the momentum I create at that time. Muttering, Lin Fei edited the message again and sent it out. You all scold me? Do you know what's going on? Zheng Zhu, he scolded me. Why can't I do it? Are your tempers really that good? Can you still tolerate others scolding you? After checking, Lin Fei sent it out directly. As for what happened later, Lin Fei didn't need to pay much attention. What he was waiting for now was to let this matter ferment to the highest peak evidence. And Lin Fei's Weibo was very skillful. Among them, there was no mention of evidence at all. Everything was to mobilize his emotions. Later, if Zheng Zhu also saw such a message, it would naturally be the best result. Presumably, Zheng Zhu is also paying attention to his Weibo now. As expected, it was just as Lin Fei expected. Although Zheng Zhu didn't watch Lin Fei's Weibo all the time, it didn't mean that Liu Mili didn't pay attention to it. After seeing the Weibo posted by Lin Fei, Liu Mili hurried to Zheng Zhu's ward again. Sister Liu, you're here. Leaning on the bed, Zheng Zhu played a mobile game and said lazily, well, after Answering, Liu Meili came closer and handed over her mobile phone. Then, Lin Fei just replied to your Weibo again. Oh, really? Hearing this, Zhengzhu immediately became energetic and quickly put away his game point in his heart. He has always been obsessed with how to get rid of Lin Fei. Now that he heard that Lin Fei had made progress, he dared not hesitate. Grabbing the phone, Zhengzhu looked at it seriously. Haha. Is this Lin Fei now questioning those who scold him? This moral kidnapping technique is not very advanced. Smiling, Zhengzhu narrowed his eyes. Sister Liu, do you think Lin Fei is stupid? Obviously all the reputation is on my side, can't he see it? Maybe, he is a little anxious, right? Liu Meili thought for a long time, and this is the result she came up with. Well, in that case, I will force him again. Sneering, Zhengzhu began to edit Weibo. Lin Fei, don't try to blackmail our fans now. These people are more capable of independent thinking than you. Are you teaching them how to judge things now? Now that the evidence is so conclusive, do you still want to change the subject? Your appearance shows your irresponsibility. We are all adults. Is it so difficult to bear the consequences of things? I'll give you one night to think about it. If you think it over, I'll wait for you in the hospital at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. If you don't come, I'm sorry, I will mobilize my lawyer team to solve this problem. Satisfied with the editing, clicked send point. After returning the phone to Liu Meili, Zhengzhu played his game again, still muttering, Sister Liu, okay, don't worry about what Lin Fei says next. I just want to give him a firm idea. By the way, prepare the compensation contract and recording equipment tomorrow. When Lin Fei comes, I will make him lose face. Okay, Xiaoxu, have a good rest. Liu Meila's eyes turned around, and she turned and left. At the same time, in Liu Meila's heart, the ominous premonition became stronger and stronger. After thinking for a long time, and recalling the various evidences on the internet, Liu Meili was relieved. Fortunately, the cameras in the mushroom house that could collect sound did not record Zhengzhu's voice. In this case, there is nothing to worry about. After all, if the whole story is exposed, it is very likely that what will be faced is the crazy ridicule of fans against Zhengzhu. After all, Zhengzhu, as a public figure, violated morality. Who can tolerate it? Let's hurry up to prepare what we need for tomorrow. Thinking, Liu Meili left. And time is passing slowly. Seeing that the time had come to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, Lin Fei, who was lying on the rattan chair upstairs, slowly opened his eyes. Dad, tap, tap. The footsteps of Lin Ya coming down from upstairs. Dad, good afternoon, Lin. Ya came and said very well. Listening to Lin Ya's words, Lin Fei smiled gently and touched Lin Ya's little head. Ah, you awake? What do you want to eat tonight? Woo, pot fried pork, Lin Ya asked tentatively. No problem, then pot fried pork. Dad will prepare it for you. Lin Fei got up without hesitation. Recently, there is nothing important to do every day. Just accompany my daughter Lin Fei, who has mastered cooking skills, has no dishes that he can't cook. This is also a manifestation of Lin Fei's pampering of his daughter. Seeing his daughter and Bao playing happily, Lin Fei held a cigarette in his mouth and walked out leisurely. As a result, just after walking out, Lin Fei was stunned. What's going on? This is so cool. It's a bit of a show. At the entrance of Lin Fei's courtyard, a very large banner was hung. On the banner, a few words appeared. Tang Xin, marry me. Chapter 37, Trainer. Lin Fei was speechless when he saw the banner. What the hell? Poaching. As Tang Xin's ex-husband, oh no, or future husband. How could Lin Fei tolerate such a thing? Damn, he was jealous. Hey, I have a bad temper. After thinking it over, Lin Fei couldn't help it. This guy's poaching his wife right in front of him. Thinking about it, Lin Fei walked outside. At this moment, Lin Fei saw a scene that made him helpless. The man picked up the microphone on the speaker in front of him. Who? Blowing the microphone, the man took a deep breath and shouted loudly. Tang Xin, are you in there? I want to confess to you. Puff. Hearing this, Lin Fei, who was walking on the road, almost vomited blood. What the hell? This guy confessed his love. Ahem. Man reached into his pocket, He took out a piece of paper from his pocket, opened it carefully, and began to read. Tang Xin, I have liked you for 3 years. I have been following you since you debuted. I admit that at that time, I was already attracted by your exquisite face, and couldn't help myself for a while. From then on, I missed you every night. I missed you so much, that I couldn't fall asleep. Your figure is always in my mind. The man's voice was pretty good point, and it was because of the spread of the loudspeaker, that a group of people rushed out of the mushroom house. Among them were 4 MCs of Lin Fei and 3 goddess level stars of Gyuo Kyokyo. However, the first to bear the brunt were the staff of the program group. After all, this can be said to be a live broadcast accident, because the guests of the mushroom house were all indoors, so everyone didn't pay too much attention to other places. Now, suddenly such a thing happened, so that didn't react for a while. Hey, what are you doing? First one was a man with a beard, who looked to be in his 30s. Judging from his clothes, he was a director. The director came close and tried to snatch the note from the man's hand. But at this moment, the man slid and moved 30 centimeters to the side the man's shoulder. He suddenly took a few steps back, as if he was pushed by a lot of force. The director took a few steps back, but because of the unstable center of gravity, he fell directly to the ground. Finally, Lin Fei came out and saw this scene. Lion Jersey, Iron Mountain Lean. Others may not be able to see it, but for Lin Fei, it is clear of Longo Point just now. Lin Fei's keen vision happened to catch the man's shoulder moving slightly. This is a fusion of muscles and bone joints, which brings a strong impact with a momentary shake. Just now, the director's arm was straight when he touched the man's shoulder. It was this action that caused the director to suffer a strong impact. Then, the director fell to the ground because of the counterattack of strength out the man's routine. Lin Fei felt helpless unexpectedly. He met a pursuer of Tang Xin, who was also a martial artist point. But, Lin Fei is not afraid of this, and it was during the gap when the director fell to the ground that the man continued to speak. Tang Xin, please allow me to call you Zio Xin. For the past 3 years, I have been wanting to come to you every day, but I have never had the courage, and today, I finally mustered up the courage to come here. Zio Xin, I like you. Be my girlfriend. I will always treat you well. After saying that, the man put away the note in his hand and looked at the group of people in front of him with a firm look in his eyes. And because the man was facing the mushroom house sideways, so Lin Fei, who came from behind, also felt the man's eyes. Heh, interesting. Lin Fei smiled bitterly and shook his head, leaning on the fence 5 meters behind the man, holding a cigarette in his mouth, his expression full of cynicism. And the internet has exploded. This man, with a loudspeaker, recorded the sound in the yard 100%. So, capture this scene completely. What's going on? What did I see? Someone confessed to Zio Xin. Fuck. I've never seen this before. What the hell happened? This guy's awesome. No. Zio Xin is mine. Don't even think about snatching her away from me. No talking more. I've already prepared my plane ticket. I'm going to go and park with this guy now. For a while, there were many opinions on the barrage, and everyone was shocked by the man's sudden confession. Similarly, the group of people at the door of the mushroom house were also confused. Especially Tang Xin, looking at the man's eyes, didn't know what to say. After more than 3 years of debut, Tang Xin has long been accustomed to such things. However, it was the first time to see such an occasion. This, young man, what are you doing? We are recording a program. It's not good for you to rush in like this. Looking at the man, Hyun finally spoke. What's wrong? On the contrary, the man pursed his lips at this time and said with a serious face, I am brave for love. Isn't that what people say on the internet? If you like it, don't hesitate. I pursue my own love. Is there anything wrong? But you have seriously affected our filming. At this moment, the director who fell behind him stepped forward again and wanted to catch the man. However, the man seemed to feel the director's pace, and he quickly stepped sideways to the back, raised his left hand, and slapped the director's back. Pa, woo. Swish swish. The director groaned and rushed forward, running more than 10 steps before he stabilized. His body was speechless. They could naturally see that the man's action just now was unusual. How much strength does this take? But, you said you are not here to cause trouble? Who would believe it? Seeing the director fall to the ground like a dog eating shit. You said you are not here to cause trouble? At that moment, Huang He and Tang Xin all raised their heads in tacit understanding for some reason. When Lin Fei saw the three people looking at him, he suddenly spoke in embarrassment. However, Lin Fei already had a plan in mind. Once this plan came out, the effect would definitely be extraordinary. Chapter 38, Bajiquan Successor, Bao Yang Wu. Brother, leave your name. Today, no matter what the result is, I support you. I'm really impressed by your courage. Everyone, make a bold guess. Do you think Tang Xin will agree? Shut up, you upstairs. Zirozin is mine. Besides, how could Zirozin agree? There is no love between the two of them. That's right. What's the point of love without feelings? Zirozin will definitely not agree. I am really curious, how will the program team solve it? This buddy is also a martial artist. I'm really looking forward to the result of the matter. By then, will everyone in the program team lie on the ground? In the barrage of the live broadcast room, there was also a fierce discussion at this time. Although the occurrence of the incident made them feel surprised, but adhering to the attitude of eating melons, everyone speculated. On the internet, a new hot search appeared again. The emergence of this incident is obviously more eye-catching than Lin Fei's previous incident. Point after all, Tang Xin's popularity is here, and she is a super traffic queen. Therefore, the emergence of this hot search immediately attracted to discuss soon. Everyone turned their attention to the live broadcast room, waiting for the result. It seems that it's my turn to take action. Lin Fei. Everyone was full of pride. For other things, Lin Fei might not take action. But this is so annoying that his wife is about to be confessed away. Although he knew it was impossible, Lin Fei could bear it. Even if Yi Yun and others didn't look at him, Lin Fei would do such a thing. Looking at Tang Xin, Lin Fei gave her a helpless look, and Tang Xin also responded to Lin Fei with her eyes. The relationship between the two for so many years made Lin Fei instantly understand the meaning of the eyes. Lin Fei, if you don't solve it, I will be angry. Let's see if I will still pay attention to you. Feeling such a meaning, Lin Fei raised the corners of his mouth, smiled bitterly, and walked forward. As Lin Fei was walking, the man continued to speak. Zirozin, promise me, I will definitely treat you well. I may not be able to give you a rich life, but my savings over the years, plus my sincerity, are enough to give you a happy life. Tang Xin looked at the man stirring, and was really helpless. Seeing Lin Fei's figure slowly approaching, Tang Xin was relieved forward to help Tang Xin solve many problems. Now, Lin Fei once again took on such a role, and a warm current slowly flowed in Tang Xin's heart. Zirozin, do you agree to me or not? You. Pa. Just when the man was anxious to ask again, a voice sounded. Fei's hand was on the man's shoulder. This scene was naturally seen in the barrage. What's going on? There's a twist in this matter? Damn. Why did Lin Fei come out? Why did Lin Fei come out? Is he here to stop this man? Don't make a fuss. He's a martial artist. What's wrong with being a martial artist? Lin Fei beat someone up yesterday, but how exactly is Lin Fei going to solve this matter? Because no one knew what he had just done. Feeling that his shoulder was patted, the man's eyes widened, his eyes full of astonishment. Because the man didn't feel Lin Fei approaching just now. In fact, he didn't even feel a little bit of breath. A man who has practiced martial arts for many years can be said to be absolutely confident in his perception ability. But just now, the man failed, and he felt that all the hairs on his body were exploded. A sense of crisis slowly came over the man's heart. Instantly, the man was about to fight back, and the muscles and joints on his shoulders also moved instantly at this time, trying to shake Lin Fei's hand away. Woo. However, at this moment, Lin Fei smiled, and his smile was extremely calm. As if he didn't feel anything, Lin Fei's right hand instantly bent up and directly grabbed the man's shoulder. With the force of his fingers, he instantly stimulated the acupuncture points on the man's shoulder. Instantly, the man felt a tingling sensation. This feeling made the man unacceptable. Someone could actually control him? The man couldn't even exert force on his shoulders now. He quickly turned his head and looked at Lin Fei, and the man was surprised and spoke. Who are you? Why? Haha. Lin Fei's words. The man wanted to break free so much. This feeling of powerlessness made him feel an endless crisis. Who is this man? The successor of Bajiquan, Bao Wu. Chapter 39. Love Mentor. Lin Fei appears online. After practicing martial arts for many years, Bao Wu made his debut as a boy. Therefore, Bao Wu is absolutely confident in his own strength. It is even said that after practicing martial arts for so many years, Bao Wu rarely encounters opponents who can suppress him. Even if he suppressed himself, Bao Wu felt that he could fight back. Lin Fei, on the other hand, looked suspicious after hearing the name. Who are you? Gaoyang Dankyo. He's my dad. How do you know him? Who are you? Gaoyang. Wu was even more surprised. Why does this man know his father? But after thinking about it carefully, Bao Wu felt relieved. My father is a master of Bajiquan martial arts school, and his personal strength is obvious. It is not difficult for such a being to be recognized by others. Seeing the change in Wu's expression before and after, Lin Fei chuckled. Sure enough, your father is just the same guy, and so are you. You two are really alike. What do you mean? Gaoyang. Wu was a little confused. When Lin Fei heard this, he immediately let go of his right hand and suddenly hit Wu on the back of the head. Ouch. Gaoyang. Wu immediately covered the back of his head. This time, it really hurt him. What are you doing? Gaoyang. Wu quickly raised his head, his expression already showing some anger. This man came up and hit himself. What was he doing? Similarly, this scene was also seen by the audience in the live broadcast room. My dear, how little does this Lin Fei care? Is he beating someone again? Oh my god, what did I see? Didn't you say that this person is a lion Jizzy? Why did you do it now? Bajiquan Dankyo, isn't that the champion of last year's Dragon Kingdom martial arts tournament? Damn. With such a big name? Then this Wu must be pretty strong, right? He dares to do this? Ha. Xiaoxu will make him cry sooner or later. Let him jump around now. In the barrage, there are some who like it, some who are doubtful, and some who take advantage of the situation and make things worse. Lin Fei naturally didn't know all this. Slap seemed to be a very easy one, but in fact, Bao Wu saw it clearly. At this moment, cracks appeared on the surface of the speaker facing Wu. Seeing the cracks that spread in an instant, Bao Wu was speechless. At that moment, Bao Wu didn't even see how hard Lin Fei used to get such a result. You know, although this is a stereo and the material is plastic, Bao Wu is deeply aware of its toughness originally. After being hit by Lin Fei, Bao Wu was a little angry and wanted to fight back. But this look, this person, not simple. Bao Wu immediately defined an identity for Lin Fei in his heart. Looking at Bao Wu, Lin Fei smiled lightly. You disturbed my sleep. Boy, do you have any morals? You actually disturbed my rest? I said, should we discuss this matter carefully? Gaoyang. Wu is really suffering now and can't express it. You didn't make too much noise yourself, did you? Besides, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Are you sleeping on wool? Sorry. In the end, Bao Wu chose to compromise. After speaking, he turned his head and looked at the door of the mushroom house. Xiaoxin, promise me. What are you doing? Seeing Wu being so persistent, Lin Fei became anxious. However, after thinking about it, Lin Fei still felt that this matter could only be solved wisely. After listening to Lin Fei's words, Bao Wu rolled his eyes at Lin Fei. Don't you see? Confession. Puff. Lin Fei blew out a puff of smoke and spit it all into Wu's face. Seeing Wu's expression of being angry but afraid to speak, Lin Fei curled his lips. I said, what do you call a confession? You are so scary. How can you express such a confession? I confess like this? Is there a problem? Gaoyang. Wu looked at Lin Fei with some confusion. Of course there is a problem. When Lin Fei heard this, he felt happy and spoke quickly. Let me ask you, are you familiar with her? Of course I'm very familiar with it, Lin Fei pouted. How familiar is it? Gao Yang Wu thought for a moment and finally spoke. I know her. She doesn't know me. Depend on. Without hesitation, Lin Fei gestured with his middle finger looking at Yang Wu. Lin Fei looked furious. Is this called familiarity? Are you afraid that you have some misunderstanding about familiarity? I mean, buddy, you did it wrong. What did I do wrong? What do you mean? Gao Yang Wu was even more confused and didn't understand the meaning of Lin Fei's words. Lin Fei's eyes flashed with a hint of cunning point hooked. This plan can be considered a success. Fortunately, Gao Yang Wu's reaction ability was not fast, otherwise, Lin Fei would be worried about whether his plan could succeed. Call, Pa. After stamping out the cigarette butt, Lin Fei put his hands behind his back. Alas, I have seen so many love affairs and confessions in my life, but this is the first time I have seen you like this. Forget it, let's not talk about it. With someone like you, I guess you will never find a girlfriend in this life. After saying this, Lin Fei turned around and left, not giving Yang Wu a chance to react. And soon, Yang Wu finally reacted. Hey. This, buddy, don't leave, at least tell me what's going on. Yang Wu wanted to call Lin Fei, but he didn't know Lin Fei's name. After thinking for a long time, he called him buddy. Seeing Lin Fei walk into the yard next door, Yang Wu was so curious. What the hell, what's going on? Brother, don't leave. Yang Wu felt that Lin Fei might know something. Finally, Yang Wu, who couldn't help it, hurriedly moved and walked towards Lin Fei's yard. Seeing the fence gate on Lin Fei's side, Yang Wu didn't even open the door, but jumped directly, jumping more than 1 meter high. After crossing the fence, Yang Wu jumped in and quickly caught up with Lin Fei. Everyone at the door of the mushroom house was stunned. Isn't the change a bit fast? Is this Lin Fei so amazing? And Tang Xin was relieved after seeing this. As for how Lin Fei would talk to Yang Wu next, Tang Xin was very worried. After all, Yang Wu is a martial artist. She was worried that Lin Fei would have an accident point, and he quickly reacted and waved his hand. Pack up everything quickly. What does this look like? Okay. After reacted, they quickly packed up. Looking at Lin Fei's yard again, Yang Wu hurriedly chased to the kitchen of Lin Fei's house, looked at Lin Fei, and spoke everyone cautiously. Dude, who are you? Why do you know my father? Now? Nonsense. Of course I'm dissatisfied. Your behavior is that of a reckless man. Lin Fei said mercilessly. As for who I am, my name is Lin Fei, and you can call me Love Mentor. Chapter 40. One good news and one bad news. Just now there was no sound amplification, and the two people spoke in low voices, so I didn't hear what they said. Is there any oral expert? Someone come and translate. What did these two people just talk about? This makes me more and more curious. What happened just now? My goodness, these two people, are they going to prepare for a martial arts competition? Is Lin Fei's mouth powerful, or is that guy's martial arts powerful? The audience in the live broadcast room speculated. But no matter what, such a confession ended in such a ridiculous result. Everyone's mood of eating melons ended in such a situation. However, from beginning to end, all the beneficiaries became the Damui program team. One after another hot searches, all related to Damui. At this time, those producers and directors have long been happy in their hearts. And Lin Fei is also happy. Don't mention how happy he is. What could be more satisfying than showing off to your love rival? In fact, all of this was Lin Fei's plan point. After learning who Yang Wu's father was, Lin Fei's plan suddenly changed, and finally such a result appeared. That's right, Lin Fei and Yang Wu's father knew each other. As for the reason of knowing each other, brother, why did you say that my confession just now was reckless? Yang Wu asked anxiously. Hearing this, Lin Fei smiled even more. This is Lin Fei's greatest grasp of Yang Wu's character. Now, I must instill a concept in Yang Wu. That is, this way of confession is wrong words in this way. Lin Fei finally succeeded. As for the next thing, it's simple. Taking a piece of meat from the refrigerator nearby, Lin Fei came to the chopping board and prepared. Still speaking confidently, you can confess, and I understand your love for that female star, but your way is wrong. You Said it yourself, you know her, but she doesn't know you. So if that's the case, how will she react if you confess so blindly? Fear. Yang. Wu said his guess. That's right. Dang dang dang. Lin Fei nodded with satisfaction, with a teachable look, and began to cut the meat in front of him. She will be afraid, because she doesn't know your character, and feelings are cultivated slowly. How can you be like this, then? What do you think I should do? Simple. Lin Fei spoke. Go back first and polish your character. You are so stubborn. You can't do that anymore. After you go back, train your character. When you feel you are calm enough, come back then. Yes. Yang. Wu seemed to have an epiphany and slapped his thigh. Brother, you really woke me up. You are right. My character and attitude are not right. Well, I understand. Hey, where are you going? After listening to Yang Wu's words, Lin Fei saw Yang Wu turning around and leaving. For a moment, he was also confused. Yang Wu listened, turned his head, looked at Lin Fei, and spoke firmly. I want to go home and hone my character. Lin Fei was stunned when he saw Yang Wu leave. This guy's too cute, isn't he? But seeing that he is only about 20 years old, Lin Fei shook his head and smiled bitterly. This kid is really the same as his father. As the saying goes, you should speak to people in a human way, and to ghosts in a ghost way. Today, Lin Fei can be said to have successfully resolved a storm with the charm of his own language back. Lin Fei estimates that he and Tang Xin have 2 children, right? However, what happened today gave Lin Fei a very good first impression of Yang Wu. At the same time, later, it also brought Lin Fei a lot of trouble. Dad, have you started cooking? Just when Lin Fei was thinking, Lin Yao came over outside, holding the second baby. Yes, Lin Fei's hands did not slow down at all, and his face was always with a gentle smile. Dad, Yao is so happy today. Lin Yao looked at Lin Fei's actions and squinted her eyes and said happily, oh, really? Lin Fei smiled. What did you talk about with mom this morning? A lot. Lin Yao fiddled with her little fingers' cutely eyes. Looking at Lin Fei again, listening to Lin Zhao's description now, and looking at Lin Zhao's current appearance, he also smiled softly, and time passed slowly in such a warm environment. Not long after, Lin Fei's preparations for the hot pot pork were all ready. Lin Fei also heard the lively scene next door. Suddenly, Lin Fei's life became more colorful. Feeling such an atmosphere, Lin Fei was very excited. The food in their bowls and suddenly had only one thought. Such a beautiful meal, why doesn't it taste good? Lin Fei, on the other hand, and Lin Zhao silently enjoyed their happy dinner. Time passed quickly. After eating and drinking, and coaxing Lin Yao, Lin Fei's courtyard once again welcomed the arrival of He Yun. Yun spoke. Lin Yao was also obedient. Upon hearing this, she took Bao directly into the house to play, and He Yun looked at Lin Fei, frowned and spoke. Xiao Fei, I came today to tell you 2 pieces of news, one good news, and one bad news. Oh, is there any bad news? Chapter 41, The Mysterious Master and Apprentice of Ninja Country. Lin Fei couldn't figure out what bad news could there be for him. It seems that Lin Fei now has no trivial matters, except Zhengzhu's matter, right? Wait. In an instant, Lin Fei reacted and frowned to look at He Yun. Teacher He, are you talking about him? That's right. He Yun listened to Lin Fei's words and slightly naturally. Everyone is not a fool, some things are clear in themselves. Looking at Lin Fei, He Yun spoke. Zhang Qiang found you. Just now, I got the news that Zhang Qiang seems to want to use this incident to hit you and ruin your reputation. Although he is a big company and can't do anything too excessive, if he cuts you, you will be very uncomfortable. Heh. Lin Fei listened and silently took out a cigarette and smoked it. I really didn't expect it. Did Zhang Qiang finally take action? Zhang Qiang, such a name, looks very ordinary. However, the strength behind such an ordinary name is really not simple at all. That's right, Kingshan Entertainment, the boss behind the scenes, who broke up Lin Fei and Tang Xin. After 3 years of seclusion, he finally appeared forgotten. After being exposed in recent days, Lin Fei even sometimes doubted whether Zhang Qiang had him, but now it seems that he was obviously wrong. Is he just trying to suppress me on this matter? Yes, the news I got so far is like this. Yun slightly silently. I am somewhat familiar with him in Kingshan Entertainment. Coincidentally, that person happened to know about Zhang Qiang's actions this time, so he hurriedly told me. I heard that they will release a public relations announcement tonight. After all, Zheng Zhu is from his company. Taking advantage of this matter, I may not be able to suppress you and ruin your reputation, but it is absolutely possible to hurt you. Well, yes, but Lin Fei smiled. All these results are based on the premise that we have no way to turn things around. Now, we can obviously turn things around. I'm afraid that Zhang Qiang will return empty-handed this time, but this is not bad news, right? It can be considered bad news, right? Yun smiled and said, I actually came here to tell you, Xiao Fei, that it's time for us to fight back. Now we can't wait until Kingshan takes action before we fight back. Yes. Lin Fei looked up at the sky. Teacher He, you are right. If we wait until Kingshan takes action before we fight back, then we will be slapping Zhang Qiang in the face. Zhang Qiang is a very face-conscious person. If I do this, it is very likely that Zhang Qiang will be furious. By that time, it is very likely that Zhang Qiang will find a way to deal with me in advance. It seems that you have also thought about it. Zhang Qiang now knows that you have appeared, and there are so many people paying attention to you. He is very worried that you will expose the original matter, so he decided to suppress you in such a matter. But after you solve this matter, although you have no place to let Zhang Qiang fight back at present, sooner or later, Zhang Qiang will seize the opportunity. Well, I understand. Zhang Qiang wants to wait for an opportunity to suppress me legitimately. It seems that I need to be more careful in my future actions. That's right. As he said, Lin Fei thought of something and spoke quickly. Teacher. Is there another good news? Of course. Listening to Lin Fei's words, Yun smiled. Zhao Xin will leave tomorrow morning, but before she leaves, we have also arranged some activities in the village. After taking some photos, you can play around for a while. At that time, I thought, why don't you take Jana with her and spend some time alone together? What? Really? Hearing this, Lin Fei suddenly looked happy. What is this? This is a great help. When Tang Xing came here, Lin Fei had only met her a few times, and it was just eye contact. How much Lin Fei wanted to talk to her, and now, this moment has finally arrived. Okay, I won't bother you anymore. Tomorrow, dress up well, haha. After speaking, Yun stood up. By the way, Xiao Fei, you should be careful about your behavior during this period. I'm worried that Zhang Qiang will find a way to trap you. At that time, it will be very dangerous for you. Of course, I will continue to pay attention to Zhang Qiang's actions during this period, and then I will help you think of a way to deal with it. Don't worry. I will pay attention. Teacher He, thank you. You're so polite. Looking at Yun leaving, Lin Fei was melancholy. The enemy in the dark is the most terrifying. Lin Fei doesn't hate trouble so much, but what Lin Fei is most worried about is that this trouble will involve others. That's not what Lin Fei wants to see. Zhang Qiang, if you want to fight back, let's do it openly. After thinking for a while, Lin Fei shook his head, watched Lin Ya come down, played with her for a while, told her the arrangement for tomorrow, and coaxed her to sleep before returning to his room. After washing up and lying on the bed, Lin Fei took out his mobile phone. Looking at the madness on the internet, Lin Fei smiled. Next, it's time to fight back. Ruined reputation? Destined to belong to Zheng Zhu. As he said, Lin Fei opened the Weibo editor and started editing. At the same time, in another place, different behaviors appeared. In Ninja Country, in a mountain forest. Here there are birds singing, flowers blooming, fresh air, and natural waterfalls. At this time, night had already fallen. House. Two men, one old and one young, appeared. Both of them were wearing linen gowns. The old man had a beard on his face and his hair was messy. Behind him, he carried a samurai sword. However, the old man's left arm was missing, and the sleeve fell down naturally, looking empty. Hey. Ha. Crack. In front of the old man, a man who looked about 20 years old was waving his fist at a tree that was hugged by one person. As the man threw a straight punch, the tree trunk in front of him actually broke. There were countless cracks on the trees, which made people amazed. It was clearly visible that the man's fist was full of calluses, revealing a murderous aura everywhere. Boo Wen. Okay, stop. Your current strength has completely surpassed me. Looking at the man, the old man smiled with satisfaction. The man listened, withdrew his hands repeatedly, turned his head to look at the old man, and knelt on the spot. Master, what do you mean? Can we go out of the mountain to Lango for revenge? If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 42. The counterattack begins. Listening to his disciple's words, the old man slowly raised his head and looked towards the west. We should go to Lango, thinking. Back 15 years ago, Lango became my sad place. I thought I would never touch it again in this life, but I didn't expect that. Because of your appearance, Boo Wen, I have the hope of revenge. Disciple is willing to go through life and death for the revenge of Master. Boo Wen repeatedly expressed his loyalty. Listening to Boo Wen's words, the old man nodded with satisfaction. Good, my good disciple, I'm very satisfied that you have this heart. Come. Swish. As he said, the old man put his right hand behind his back and directly untied the restraint of the samurai sword on his back. He gently stroked it, and the old man's eyes were full of nostalgia. Today, I will officially hand over this red moon pill to you. Tomorrow, we will set off for Dragon Country. Yes. Please rest assured, Master. I will carry your will and sweep the martial arts world of Dragon Country. Well, not bad. Okay, Boo Wen, I'm tired and need to rest for a while. Yes. Hearing the words of the master, Boo Wen nodded repeatedly, stroking the red moon pill in his hand, and left here, ready to get familiar with his partner. Seeing his apprentice like this, the old man smiled with satisfaction, then returned to the house behind him, lying on the straw mat on the ground, and preparing to rest. At the same time, in the old man's heart, a heroic spirit was brewing crazily. Lin Wu, I haven't seen you for so many years, and I don't know if you are dead or not. Now, Boo Wen is stronger than me, and you are old. I am very curious. This time, if I want to sweep the Dragon Country martial arts world, who can stop me? Kaiyuzang. Dada. Lying on the bed, blowing the air conditioner, and holding a cigarette, Lin Fei was so comfortable at this time point, and he also edited a message, and put it in the draft box. Then, Lin Fei opened his current hot search, and began to observe. It was not beyond Lin Fei's expectations. I saw that some people on Weibo had already taken advantage of the situation. Chen Ming, a well-known lyricist. I really didn't expect that Lin Fei would be such a person. I supported him before, but now, he actually beat people. Yes, our music scene needs innovation, but we don't need such a reckless man who hits people at will. Li Fingyan, a member of a well-known boy band. I didn't expect that such a rampant person would appear. I was moved by this song, but now it seems that my judgment is obviously wrong. Li Dang, a well-known composer, plan to be a coward forever? Looking at so many well-known figures turning against him. Originally, these people were still supporting him, but now something happened. One by one they turned against him and changed their attitude. This kind of fence-sitter attitude made Lin Fei feel very helpless. Is it really for the sake of popularity that they don't even want their own face? However, what surprised Lin Fei was that there were many people who supported him under the comments of these people. This made Lin Fei a little moved. In this case, the counterattack has begun. After opening the draft box, Lin Fei directly chose to send it. Then, Lin Fei ignored it and waited quietly for the events on the internet to ferment. Lin Fei now can be said to be very calm. He is not worried about the result at all. Because the result is already determined. Face. That's right. Today, I'm here to slap someone in the face. Maybe everyone has already seen the video on the internet, right? In the video, I hit Zhengzhou, which aroused the anger of Zhengzhou and some others. But what I want to say is, can you determine the truth just based on fragmented information? Well, today, I will give you the real truth. Bang. At Zhengzhou, let me give you another sentence. Good and evil will be rewarded in the end. Boom. This news was like a heavy bomb in an instant, and it immediately caused a bloody storm on Weibo. Those who were originally planning to follow the development of the incident saw Lin Fei's Weibo and clicked on the audio file below the Weibo, and they immediately became excited. So the truth of the matter is like this. For a moment, everyone compared the previous video with the scene of Lin Fei beating people, and instantly understood. This was Zhengzhou's own doing. Lin Fei's counter-attack can be said to be a GD comeback. So, what will happen next? Lin Fei just waited silently. Victory is in his grasp, not panicking at all. Chapter 43, Good and evil will be rewarded in the end. I know. You are an unreasonable person. No wonder you're left you. What good will come of being with someone like you? It's a pity for such a cute little girl. Living with someone like you, what good will come of her in the future? She will definitely become a social scum. The audio played by Lin Fei was the sound captured by the camera that secretly recorded Lin Fei in Lin Fei's courtyard. Although the sound was not loud, fortunately everyone could hear it clearly. And this camera was on the fence between the two courtyards, close to the street outside, because it was worried that Lin Fei would find out. At this time, after this audio was released, all those who heard such news became. This is what happened. Everything was Zhengzhou's own fault. What did Lin Fei do wrong? Nothing was wrong. Listening to the last angry slap and Zhengzhou's scream, for some reason, felt an unprecedented sense of relief. Really relieves me. Awesome. This slap was so awesome. Wow. Lin Fei, I'm sorry. I wronged you before. It's my fault. I won't do this again in the future. Can you forgive me? At Zhengzhou. Now, I'm curious. How are you going to fight back, everyone? Let's analyze it now. Zhengzhou must have known about this before, but there is no such evidence on the internet. That's right. Zhengzhou is slandering. Now I see Zhengzhou clearly. Zhengzhou, please retire on the spot. If you have new songs in the future, I will scold you to death. Why should I indulge people with no quality? Under Lin Fei's Weibo, comments appeared one after another like a swarm of people. And Lin Fei's fans are also increasing little by little at this time. But this little fan is nothing to Lin Fei. In the future, there will surely be more and more. Moreover, Lin Fei is not just a pseudonym. In the corridor outside the ward of Maniuan County Hospital, Liu Mila's hurried footsteps sounded. When she arrived at the door of Zhengzhou's ward, Liu Mila knocked on the door hurriedly, then pushed the door open, and walked in directly. Brother Zheng, brother, you are so humorous. I didn't expect that you have such a side. You are not as cold as the internet says. Of course. Zhengzhou pretended to be angry when he heard what the nurse Xiaoli said. I tell you, you can't believe too much about what is said on the internet. I'm a very close, Sister Liu, what's the matter? Looking at Zhengzhou and Xiaoli holding hands, Liu Mila was immediately furious. Zhou, I have something to tell you. When she heard it. When did a little nurse order herself around? The result? Well, it's time to change the dressing. Sister Liu, you go out and wait for a while. We'll talk later if there's anything. You face, who cares? I'll change her when I get back. Come on, help me change the dressing. Yeah, okay. When Xiaoli heard it, he began to change Zhengzhou's dressing with affection in his eyes. The result was that just halfway through, the door of the ward was pushed open again. Can't you wait a little longer? Listening to Zhengzhou's expression, Liu Mila sneered. Coming closer, Liu Mila handed over the phone. What are you doing? What I said was, the boss. Looking at the word Zhang Qiang displayed on the phone, Zhengzhou's words stopped abruptly. Why did the boss call him? Giving Xiaoli a look, Zhengzhou picked up the phone and put it to his ear. Hey, boss, do you have anything to arrange for me? I'll arrange it for you. Zhengzhou, you are really incapable of doing things and more of a hindrance than a success. From now on, your contract is terminated. I will arrange for someone to send your things to you when the time comes. Don't let me see you again in the future. Beep beep beep. Listening to the busy tone on the phone, Zhengzhou was stunned. What's going on? Chapter 44. Deserted by everyone. Hazhou, Kingshan Entertainment. This is a landmark building in Hazhou. The neon lights on the towering office building are flashing, which shows that it is very expensive. And many people in the country may know about this place. On the top floor, in the chairman's office, Chairman Zhang Qiang slapped the desk in front of him fiercely, and the sound immediately resounded throughout the office. Zhang Qiang has an ordinary appearance and is wealthy, but his eyes look a little cunning. Originally, he had finished a day's work and was about to leave to find his wife to be intimate. As a result, Zhang Qiang discovered the crazy rise in popularity on Weibo. The evidence is conclusive. Zhengzhou spoke sweetly, and Lin Fei took action. Seeing such a hot surge, Zhang Qiang clicked in. Soon, when he saw Lin Fei's Weibo and the recording, his face turned black. Fuck, you can't do anything good, but you can only cause trouble. Zhengzhou, are you crazy? It was originally a good counterattack, and I could completely discredit Lin Fei, but now, fuck. At this time, Zhang Qiang felt like he was punching cotton. Zhang Qiang knew the whole story. Qiang had been following the whole thing, and even arranged people to fan the flames. But now, picking up the landline in front of him, Zhang Qiang called the secretary outside. Soon, the call was connected. Hearing the secretary's response, Zhang Qiang spoke. Cancel the disposal plan for Lin Fei's matter on the internet, and don't take any action. Yes. What the secretary has to do is to execute, understand? Watching the secretary leave, Zhang Qiang cursed angrily for a few words, and then took out his mobile phone and called Zhengzhou directly. Hello, boss. It was Liu Meili who answered the phone. Zhang Qiang shouted angrily when he heard Liu Meili's call. Damn it, you know what's going on online? Why didn't you call me in time? What is Zhengzhou doing? He's changing the dressing, and he doesn't want to talk to me for the time being. What? Zhang Qiang was furious when he heard this. I order you to give the phone to Zhengzhou right now. Yes. Not only was Zhang Qiang angry, but even Liu Meili was furious at this time point. Liu Meili had had enough of Zhengzhou's character, so this is what happened afterwards in the ward. Looking at Zhengzhou's stunned expression, Liu Meili sneered and spoke. What's going on? Don't you know? Open Weibo and take a look. Weibo? Could it be that someone helped Lin Fei to settle this matter? As he spoke, Zhengzhou picked up the phone, still muttering, clicked on the audio file. You are just making up nonsense. Synthesized. Will it be possible to know the whole truth of the matter? Zhengzhou, are you still thinking of quibbling now? Your story has been completely exposed. Now, netizens know the truth of the matter, don't they? No. This is impossible. Lin Fei can't have such evidence. Even if he has it, why did he release it today? Zhengzhou shook his head firmly, his eyes full of disbelief. Heh. Fanciful. Looking at Zhengzhou's appearance, Liu Meili was completely disappointed with Zhengzhou at this time. Looking at Zhengzhou, Liu Meili spoke. Zhengzhou, now that things have happened, you have no room for turning back. What? Do you regret it now? If you had known this would happen, why did you do it in the first place? Okay, I won't say much. I'm completely disappointed with you. I will go back to the boss and submit the termination of the labor relationship with you. As for the future, you can do whatever you want. Not wanting to give Zhengzhou another chance to say goodbye, Sister Liu. Watching Liu Meili leave, Zhengzhou shouted loudly, wanting to win back Liu Meili. But everything was in vain. I never thought that this would happen. I trusted you so much before. Regretful, the feeling of being abandoned by everyone made Zhengzhou collapse. Chapter 45. 3 years of companionship. We will finally meet. The next day, the sun rose as usual, and Lin Fei had already woken up and silently opened Weibo on his phone. Looking at the content on Weibo, Lin Fei smiled. Yesterday, as the incident escalated, those well-known musicians who turned their backs on Lin Fei deleted their Weibo accounts yesterday. The number of comments at this time reached a terrifying 300,000. When I opened the comments, I saw that they were all comments in support of Lin Fei. Lin Fei smiled after seeing these comments. Without knowing the whole picture, we started to criticize. Zhengzhou have no brains? How did such a person become a star? I really didn't expect that the truth of the matter would be like this. I actually misunderstood you before. I'm sorry. Comments were being posted one by one, and Lin Fei couldn't say anything he wanted to say. Point simply, Lin Fei quit and continued to check point, and soon, Lin Fei was a little surprised when he saw a Weibo post point Kingshan Entertainment official Weibo the Zhengzhou taunting incident and Lin Fei's beating incident. After the company learned about the matter, it hurriedly conducted an investigation. In the end, Mr. Lin Fei discovered the evidence in time and published it to avoid so much condemnation. After the truth of the matter was released, our company urgently conducted an analysis and promptly punished Zhengzhou for his wrong practices. Here, we specifically announce that Zhengzhou has terminated the cooperative relationship with Kingshan Entertainment. Zhengzhou's inappropriate personal behavior. He seriously violated our company's one-person code of conduct. Therefore, our company will follow the entire process and punish Zhengzhou accordingly. In the future, we will strictly strengthen artist management, and we hope that everyone can supervise more, and we will move towards glory together. As soon as this Weibo was posted, a series of comments followed the trend. Most of them are talking about Kingshan's quick reaction. Ouch. The public department relations did a good job, and I didn't have any problems at all. Seeing such Weibo, Lin Fei really didn't want to say anything. Point after the incident happened, I was still thinking about how to add insult to injury. Now it's okay. After the truth is revealed, public relations will be handled immediately. Point Lin Fei admired such a reaction speed. Point of course, Lin Fei also knew that Zhang Qiang must be feeling very uncomfortable now, right? Out of his understanding of Zhang Qiang, Lin Fei knew that Zhang Qiang was definitely a person who was determined to retaliate. Point the days to come, we can only try to find ways to deal with them. Fortunately, the matter was settled relatively perfectly, and Lin Fei felt very satisfied. Point as for Zhengzhou's next result, one can imagine. His reputation was ruined, his relatives were betrayed. This can be considered a very good result for everyone. Dang. Dad. Get up quickly, we have to see mom today. Already 6 o'clock. Lin Fei quickly got up, washed his face, and brushed his teeth. Point soon, after cleaning up, Lin Fei was making breakfast handsomely. Point I don't know why, but while eating, Lin Fei would turn his head and look at the mushroom house from time to time, and Lin Fei's heartbeat would speed up like never before. Point he is nervous. When he learned about this yesterday, Lin Fei didn't have any major mood swings. He was just excited and happy. Point but now, the nervousness made Lin Fei a little unable to hold his chopsticks. Dad, look at how nervous you are. You can't even pick up a piece of meat. Let me feed you. Looking at the piece of meat handed over by Lin Jiang, Lin Fei opened his mouth and ate it in one bite, then curled his lips. Young girl, you know nonsense. I'll take what you have. After saying that, Lin Fei buried his head in eating. While eating, Lin Fei suddenly smiled. Even his daughter could see his nervousness. Shame on you. Finally, time passed in the long wait. Seeing that the time came to 9 o'clock in the morning, Lin Fei watched Tang Xin and the others leave the mushroom house with laughter, and Tang Xin glanced at Lin Fei at the last moment and smiled like a spring breeze. Soon, He Yun's message was also sent. Xiao Fei, Xiao Xin will go to the southeast side of the village to take pictures later. It will take about 10 minutes. You can go to the other side of the hillside and wait for her. After seeing the news, Lin Fei smiled and responded with a good word, then picked up Lin Jiang, put it on his shoulders and happily headed to the southeast of the village. Chapter 46. The beauty of the world is closely connected with you. Listening to Tang Xin's words, the photographer nodded repeatedly, then, take care of your own safety. After finishing speaking, this is where we left point. After watching the photographer leave and confirming that no one was paying attention around her, Tang Xin breathed a sigh of relief. Tang Xin quickly patted her chest and felt unprecedented tension. Small hillside. Pointy, you should be waiting behind the hillside now, right? Thinking about it, Tang Xin walked forward. This small hillside was about 30 to 40 meters high. Wearing sneakers, Tang Xin quickly climbed up the hillside. Standing at the top of the hillside, Tang Xin soon saw the man appear. The man I think about day and night. It was Lin Fei. Ah. Tang Xin looked at the backs of Lin Fei and her daughter Lin Jiao leaning against each other and was so excited that she wanted to shout. But after thinking for a moment, Tang Xin gave up. There are thousands of words to say, but it is better to accompany me. So, half a minute later, Tang Xin came behind the two of them and sat directly to the right of Lin Jiao. The two couples were directly sandwiched between Lin Jiao. The 3 years of waiting are worth it. Yes, Tang Xin nodded and looked at a natural lake in front of her. This lake reflects the blue of the sky and looks really beautiful. Fei. Tang Xin really wanted to say something point as a result. Lin Fei spoke at this time. Don't talk yet. Listen carefully. Tang Xin couldn't help but wonder when she heard this, and soon, Lin Fei took out his mobile phone, rummaged around on it, clicked on an audio file and started dialing. Dang. Dang dang. When the melodious prelude sounded, Tang Xin immediately reacted. Lin Fei wants to sing, and for some reason, Tang Xin's lips raised unnaturally as she listened to this prelude. Maybe you feel happiness when you enjoy it with your sweetheart. Finally, Lin Fei's voice rang out. That voice was so magnetic and so affectionate. Wandering at night by candlelight, midnight stars are like running friends, love you every scab wounded spirits. It's quite delicious. When it enters the throat, why do tears still fall from time to time? Invite you to look closely at the gaps in your heart. Tenderness remains in the cracks. Hearing this, Tang Xin's heart was deeply touched. What kind of sincere emotion did Lin Fei express? At this moment, Tang Xin only had one thought. All the hard work she had spent in the past 3 years together was worth it. But obviously, it's not over yet. At this time, the person I love is on the way. I know that he has traveled through wind and rain and will not be rewarded by the sunset crossing the sea of people just to embrace you. The moon is shining brightly in the sky, and the one I love is holding the stars in his hands. I know he rode the wind and waves for a journey into darkness. Empathy gives you the desire for salvation. I know you can't let you feel the same. Let the starlight add a little rainbow. Let the cherry blossoms secretly kiss your forehead. Let the beauty of the world be with you. Rain and will not be rewarded by the sunset crossing the sea of people just to embrace you. The moon is shining brightly in the sky, and the one I love is holding the stars in his hands. I know he rode the wind and waves for a journey into darkness. Empathy gives you the desire for salvation in his hands. I know he rode the wind and waves for a journey into darkness. Empathy gives you the desire for salvation. I know you can't let you feel the same. Let the starlight add a little rainbow when the cherry blossoms bloom, when the beauty of the world is intertwined with you. Dang. Dang dang. Of them in this moment. And when Lin Jiao saw her parents acting like this, she immediately curled her lips. At this time, she had only one thought in her mind. Show affection. Spread dog food. I can't stand it. After a long time, when the breeze blew, Lin Fei finally opened his eyes and spoke softly. Zio Xin, this song is called The Beauty of the World is Connected with You. I give it to you. You can take it and leave. Chapter 47. Today, this promise is worth £1,000. Hearing Lin Fei's words, Tang Xin was obviously stunned. Lin Fei's words were said lightly, but Tang Xin clearly felt Lin Fei's deep love for her. When the song was sung, all the emotions were contained in the lyrics. It can even be said that Tang Xin felt the warm scenes when she was with Lin Fei. Instantly, the touch spread in her heart. Dad, Bao and I will go over there to play for a while. Result, just when Tang Xin was about to say something, Lin Yao spoke. Hearing Lin Yao's words, Lin Fei was obviously stunned. But if the child wanted to play, Lin Fei would not say anything. Okay, go ahead, be careful, stay away from the lake over there. Yeah, I understand. After responding, Lin Yao stood up and walked to the back holding Bao. As a result, Lin Yao's muttering made Lin Fei and the others blush. Really, they are already an old couple, but they are still so disgusting. When the two heard this, they looked at Lin Yao's jumping figure and were embarrassed and speechless. The blush on her face also climbed up immediately. Puchy. This girl. After a long time, Tang Xin finally reacted and laughed immediately. And this scene was also seen by Lin Fei. That smile was like a spring breeze, and Lin Fei saw it instantly. Beautiful. Unparalleled beauty. Although 3 years have passed, Tang Xin's beauty is still so incomparable that Lin Fei was moved when he saw it. Xiaozin, you are so beautiful. Lin Fei looked at it for a moment and still said the words of praise in his heart. Oh, what are you talking about? It's so embarrassing. Tang Xin listened, and her face flushed immediately, lowered her head and became shy. Haha. Looking at Tang Xin's shyness, Lin Fei was in a good mood. He raised his hand and hugged Tang Xin directly in his arms. The two of them just leaned against each other, looking at the beautiful lake in front of them, and looked at each other in silence. Now, silence may be the best way for the two of them to communicate. Behind the two of them, on the hillside, Lin Yao was holding Bao and watching, and whispering to Bao, Bao, you say, when will dad and mom be together? Mom is really good to me. When the time comes, if the two of them come to accompany me, I will be very happy. Meow. Bao was just meowing. What was it saying? How could Lin Yao know? Turning her head to look at Lin Fei, Tang Xin's eyes were full of tenderness. Fei, you have worked hard for the past 3 years. It must be very hard to accompany Yao every day. How can it be? Lin Fei rejected it again and again. Yeah, this little girl is as well behaved as you, and is very well behaved every day. On the contrary, it is us two who miss you, and feel very hard. Yeah, I kept you waiting for a long time, but, Tang Xin's eyebrows flashed with a trace of sorrow. However, I'm afraid we won't be able to be together for a while. Alas, I really want to be with you right now. I'm the same way. Lin Fei spoke gently, stroking Tang Xin's hair. I don't have much to pursue in this life. 1 woman, 2 people, 3 meals and 4 seasons are enough for me. Enough. These 2 words instantly hit Tang Xin's heart. In an instant, a strong sense of happiness emerged in Tang Xin's heart. Fei, it's great to be with you in this life. Feeling Tang Xin's excitement, Lin Fei smiled. I'm the same way. However, Xiaozin, when we meet, you may need to work hard too. Oh, what do you mean? Fei, do you have any plans in mind? Tang Xin listened and became excited. Now she has long been anxious for the two of them to be together. At this moment, Lin Fei said there was a way. How could Tang Xin not be excited? Looking at Tang Xin, Lin Fei spoke. Actually, my current idea is quite simple. That is to develop a network of shake to a network that even Zhang Qiang can't. Pressure, thousands of words gathered into one sentence. Tang Xin knew the difficulty of Lin Fei's words. The pressure faced in this is definitely not a little bit. Zhang Qiang's position, how can it be matched casually, not to mention coming to shake it? Things, how easy is it? In Tang Xin's heart, except for being moved. I really don't know what emotion to have. If the husband is like this, what can the wife ask for? After hearing this, Lin Fei shook his head and smiled. Hey, why are we still talking so much? It's because I love you, so I think it's worth it to do anything for you. And today, I promise that our reunion will not make you wait too long. Believe me, today, my promise to Lin Fei is worth £1,000. But, Xiaozin, I still have something to tell you. Well, you tell me. Tang Xin looked extremely serious, waiting for Lin Fei's explanation. Chapter 48, Husband and wife separated, brothers reunited. Looking at Tang Xin's determined expression, Lin Fei nodded slightly. His wife has really paid too much for him. Thinking about it, Lin Fei spoke. Actually, it's very simple. In the future, I will give you a lot of songs. When the time comes, you need to publish them. You are bound by the style of music. It is difficult for your current style of music to increase your fan base to a great extent. So, I want to give you some songs with innovative styles, just like what is said on the internet. Sad love songs, new popular love songs, it doesn't matter. The important thing is that we need to open up a new style of music, and your influence is undoubtedly huge. Coupled with your musical sense, I believe that this song will definitely be sung because of you. Ah, I know. Tang Xin is very smart and quickly understood the meaning of Lin Fei's arrangement. You mean, let me develop my own stronger fan base? Then when Zhang Qiang wants to fight against the two of us, he has to consider the impact on the company. That's right. My wife is really smart. Muah. As he said that, Lin Fei leaned over without hesitation and kissed Tang Xin on the cheek. Oh. Fei, be careful. Your daughter is still here. Feeling the remaining warmth on her cheek, Tang Xin blushed and turned to look behind her as a result. She saw Lin Yao getting up and holding her bao to play on the other side of the hillside. Haha, my good daughter, so sensible. Muah. Seeing this, Lin Fei kissed Tang Xin on the forehead again. Luckily, there was no one around at this time. Otherwise, this dog food would definitely be eaten to one's heart's content. Looking at Tang Xin's blushing face, Lin Fei continued to speak gently. You need to grow up. Now, you are very popular, but you are not to the point where your stay or departure will affect kingship. So, I need to help you reach such a status. Yeah, husband, you are so good to me. As she said that, Tang Xin was very proactive and kissed him directly. This confused Lin Fei directly, but soon, Lin Fei reacted and responded. So, the two of them embraced each other to their heart's content under the hillside, and in front of the lake. 10:30 in the morning, Tang Xin's mobile phone rang. Tang Xin picked it up and looked at it. Suddenly, she looked bitter. Fei, I'm sorry. I may have to leave. The agent called. Well, go ahead, believe me, it won't be long before we get together again. Yeah. Watching Tang Xin walk up the field path and walk towards the village, Lin Fei, who was carrying Lin Jia, suddenly felt empty in his heart. This feeling of worrying about gains and losses made Lin Fei feel very upset. Wife, you wait, that day will not be too far away. Watching Tang Xin's figure disappear on the path, Lin Fei silently dropped a tear from the corner of his eye. This tear, extremely clear, fell on the ground. How many people can understand the charm contained in it? Dad, don't cry. If you cry, yeah, I will be sad too. Haha, really, I actually made you laugh. Lin Fei smiled bitterly, shook his shoulders and spoke. Let's go. Dad will take you back. What do you want to eat for lunch? Woo. Lin Yao thought immediately after hearing this. I want to eat boiled pork slices. Slightly spicy. Okay, I'll make it for you right away. After saying that, Lin Fei set off, carrying Lin Jia on his wiped shoulders walking towards home. The sun was at its highest point, and when the scorching sun poured down and shone on the two of them, Lin Fei's figure seemed extremely firm at this time. With such a wife and daughter, what reason does Lin Fei have not to work hard for this? Fighting for love and family affection? So what? Wandering back home, Lin Fei and his daughter, plus a cat. Soon, lunch was ready, and this time Lin Fei made more for the neighbors. After all, there were few people next door now. Inviting Huang He and Cheng Cheng's sister to come home, Lin Fei cooked and entertained the 4 people, and this lunch was not broadcast live. Several guests expressed some embarrassment for this. However, Lin Fei felt that it was nothing. After all, He Yun helped him meet Tang Xin, which was a great favor to Lin Fei. Just as everyone was enjoying a leisurely time at Lin Fei's house, an exclamation sounded. Hearing this voice, Lin Fei turned his head and looked. Hey, Xiaoyao is here. Lin Fei smiled. He Yun also smiled. Yes, he was your roommate for 4 years in college. But, looking sideways at the table, He Yun was embarrassed. It seems that there is no food left for him. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 49, Wang Yao's Surprise. With his superb dancing skills, he has attracted countless fans in just 3 years since his debut. This is why he has achieved what he has today. And Wang Yao's growth has always been watched by everyone. Facts have proved that without hard work, no matter how talented he is, it is useless. The kitchen picked up the noodles and poured scallion oil on them. A dish of scallion oil noodles was ready. Carrying the noodles, he came to the pavilion. A bowl of noodles fell on the table, and Lin Fei rolled his eyes. Eat it, and you'd better shut your mouth quickly. Woo woo. As soon as a mouthful of noodles entered his mouth, Wang Yao exclaimed, This noodles, isn't it too delicious? After saying that, Wang Yao ignored and started to eat voraciously. That this is your home, Daffy. Soon, a bowl of noodles was eaten, and Wang Yao patted his stomach. The fragrance lingered on the lips and teeth. That was Wang Yao's thought at this time. Lin Fei listened and nodded naturally. And soon, Wang Yao's behavior almost made everyone spit out blood. Seeing this, Wang Yao turned his head and looked at the mushroom house next to him. Mr. He and Mr. Huang, can I live here with Daffy these days? The mushroom house looks so shabby. Damn. Finally, even though Huang Fei was well educated, he couldn't help but raise his middle finger. Damn, why be so direct? Doesn't the mushroom house look a little shabby? Is it that serious? But it's no wonder. Lin Fei's place is really beautiful, with the antique decoration and the various cartoon characters painted on it, which are simply eye-catching. Looking at the beauty of this courtyard at this time, Wang Yao couldn't say how much he liked it. He even said that he was still thinking about how nice it would be if he could live in such a place every day in the future. This place is simply a paradise on earth. It's really beautiful. Daffy, I have to say that your design vision is really great. Haha, it's mainly because Jia likes it. I did it according to her preferences. Lin Fei's words once again spoiled his daughter, and everyone couldn't help but envy her. What kind of pampering is this? Spending a lot of money. Although everyone was surprised at how Lin Fei got so much money, they thought about it and gave up without asking. Ring, ring, ring. At this moment, Lin Fei's mobile phone rang. Picking up the phone, Lin Fei saw that it was Yan Liang's call and answered it directly. Hello, old Yan. Good afternoon. Have you eaten? Lin is at home now. Of course, we have made an appointment a long time ago, so I will naturally wait at home. Why, old man Yan is here. I'm ready to go, Yan Liang said. Hearing this, Lin Fei spoke slowly. Oh, then it will be here in 10 minutes, right? Lin Fei hung up the phone. Looking at Wang Yao patting his stomach, still savoring the taste of the scallion oil noodles just now, Lin Fei smiled. Okay, you foodie, we should set off, but don't forget the purpose of your coming here today. That's right. Wang Yao finally reacted. Okay, where is that piece of land? I brought all the relevant designers from my family, and they are now at the entrance of the village. What a coincidence, it's at the entrance of the village. While talking and laughing, Lin Fei stood up. Huang He and the other four were a little confused, wondering what Lin Fei was going to do. Seeing this, Lin Fei smiled and then said that he was going to build something home, and Lin Fei took Wang Yao to the entrance of the village. As a result, when Wang Yao heard Lin Fei's arrangement 20 minutes later, his eyes widened and his face was stunned. Chapter 50. What can be done to temporarily delay Zhang Qiang? Seeing Yan Liang arriving in a car, Lin Fei got out of the car to greet him, his expression full of joy. After all, it is really rare to see a person like Yan Liang who considers the people. Lin Fei could clearly see the unconcealed excitement in Yan Liang's eyes. Not to mention that this was his business target, but Yan Liang's serious comments on some plans were enough to move Lin Fei. Good afternoon, little friend Lin. Sorry, the sun is scorching hot, so I kept you waiting for so long. Yan Liang stepped forward, smiled and shook hands with Lin Fei. Wait a minute. We are all working hard for our obsessions. Come on, let's introduce each other. This is my good friend, Wang Yao. Xiao Yao. This is the person in charge of the Maniuan County Land Trading Center, Mr. Yan Liang. Hello. Other and Wang Yao spoke somewhat unexpectedly. I said Daffy, how big a project are you planning to do? You actually called the person in charge. Isn't this really a small project? If not. Lin Fei rolled his eyes helplessly. I told you before, I have a big project that I hired you for. What? Do you think I'm lying to you? This. Wang Yao didn't dare to accept these words. With what Lin Fei said, what else could Wang Yao say? Spoke. Little friend Lin, let's see what you two mean. Is this little friend the person in charge of our land construction task? I wonder which company he belongs to. Hearing Yan Liang's words, Wang Yao reacted immediately, smiled like a gentleman and spoke. Mr. Yan is really aware of everything. Yes, this time, I was invited by my good brother to come here to design related projects. As for my company, haha, it made Mr. Yan laugh. My lord, he is the young son of the chairman of Wang Real Estate, a subsidiary of Wang Group. Wang Yao was very cautious when he said this. There are countless subsidiaries under the Wang Group, and the children in each family have their own side. Wang Yao's behavior also proves his relationship. Wang Group. Wait. Wang Group. In an instant, Yan Liang exclaimed with a look of astonishment on his face. But the Wang Group, one of the top 3 large groups in the Dragon Kingdom? Exactly. What? This is the honor that belongs to their family. Hiss. After taking a deep breath and marveling for a long time, Yan Liang finally reacted and looked at Lin Fei with surprise in his eyes. Can you spend a lot of money and know such a big shot? This Lin Fei, if you say that he is an ordinary person, Yan Liang will not believe it even to death. Mr. Yan, let's start the process now. As you know, I'm quite eager for this project. But, Yan Liang naturally knew Lin Fei's eagerness, so why wasn't he the same? He quickly arranged for the people he brought to start measuring and make a plan for the plot of land that Lin Fei needed. This process is quite fast. However, when Wang Yao heard the data that Yan Liang said, he was a little surprised. Holy crap. Da Fei, what are you doing? 120,000 square meters? Are you going to build a community? What kind of community? I want to build a school. Lin Fei was extremely serious at this time. Xiao Yao, this matter is very important to me. I also hope that you can help me properly. Otherwise, I will not come to you. After coming out of the shock, Wang Yao quickly became serious. He knew that Lin Fei's character was like this, and he would never joke with him. What's more, Lin Fei wouldn't mess with him, even though he had come all the way here. Calling the people who had been waiting aside for a long time, Wang Yao arranged for them to start making the fastest plan for this site. And here, the overall area is 123,000 square meters, the length is more than 400 meters, and the width is more than 300 meters. Arriving in front of Lin Fei, Yan Liang wrote the relevant data on the document he had prepared long ago, and after some calculations, he spoke. Lin Xiao, our land quotation was originally 320,000 acres of land with permanent use rights, but recently, because Lin Xiao's project is related to our support, there are related discounts. Therefore, after calculating some discounts for Lin Xiao, based on the current price of 184.5 acres, the original price is 59.04 million. Now, Lin Xiao only needs 53 million to purchase it. You see, this price. Yan Liang also looked at Lin Fei cautiously. After all, this is the current market situation, and he is also worried that Lin Fei will give up such a project because of the price. Looking at Lin Fei again, he turned to Wang Yao after hearing the quotation. It has to be said that Wang Yao is very familiar with some knowledge about the land under the influence of his family. Upon hearing such an offer, Wang Yao nodded and spoke. Well, the price is very reasonable. It seems that Mr. Yan has given a big discount, but Wang Yao looked at Lin Fei in surprise. Da Fei, what are you going to do with such a big piece of land? Build a school for 2 purposes. Lin Fei spoke firmly. First, it is to enable more people to go to school. Yao was surprised when he heard such words. What do you mean? Zhang Qiang is going to attack you? End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.